All right, we are back. Oh, we've got all the titles. I just didn't even bother turning them off because that's how lazy I am now. Because we're episode 63. We are back. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you're all relaxing easily at home. And if not, and if your state has relaxed a lot of its rules to be able to go out and enjoy, you are hopefully not even chiming it at all, maybe on a phone at your favorite pub. But g'day to everyone. Supersonic Turtle 02, of course, coming in first with the comments because she has officially hacked the system and has realized that Twitch, of course, allows her to comment before we even go live. Well done. Justin Hess, of course, though, jumping in straight away. First on the Facebook comments, Sam Legolam, Kerry Carter, Kerry Blandon. Wow, Kerry, you have literally commented on both platforms. I'm very impressed. Christina, Oliver, Yuko, wow. Never have we actually, I think, started a show. We've had so many people comment within the first couple of seconds. Guys, welcome back. Thank you so much. We have an amazing guest on tonight that I've been dying to actually introduce you to. Another amazing winemaker, and a winemaker that I have an outrageous amount of respect for. It's Grigorio.
G'day. How you going?
Nice,
thanks for the kind introduction, Brent.
Mate, absolutely. Oh, mate, anytime.
Yeah.
But first off, before we sort of get into sort of who you are, where you come from, what you do, and why you're so important for the wine industry, would you like a glass of wine?
Well, I've got a beer, but it's nearly finished.
Oh, we can double park. It's all right.
Absolutely.
No, quite often we triple park. Sometimes we even quadruple park. It has happened.
I've got 3 more beers, so we can.
we can absolutely. So Greg is behind one of the most amazing wine brands to come out of one of the most unassuming wine regions in the country, and that is, of course, the Riverland. And that is distinct, of course, from the Riverina, very distinct from the Murray Lands as well. But although it is part of, I guess, the same river system, we're just kind of at the Riverland. We're kind of screwed 6 ways from Sunday because we're right at the very end, aren't we? Yeah. Like everyone else takes all their water share out.
Don't talk about it. We don't need to go into water politics.
Water politics.
Like right now.
But we
might have some New South Wales listeners there.
Yeah, that's right. They just get really riled about it. But so what caused you to start one of the most sort of progressive, definitely one of the most progressive wine brands in Australia and particularly in the Riverland? Why was that?
Oh, I'm from the Riverland, so
that's really simple. It's like, I'm going to make some wine. There's some grapes. I'm going to make some wine.
Yeah. I grew up in the Riverland. That's it's my home, and my family is from the wine industry in the Riverland. Since they got off the boat, they've been growing stuff and being in the wine industry in the Riverland. So it's something that I didn't see myself necessarily getting into, having that, especially the connotations with the Riverland and not
the
really
type of wine that they typically make there. Yeah.
So it wasn't necessarily a part of my foresight of what I was going to do with my life, but there was a bit of a light bulb moment and a bit of passion behind it, and that desire to do something from where you grew up, and that sort of drove me into it.
So why Delinquente? What's the sort of gist with the brand itself? The varieties that you make wine from aren't the conventional varieties. Yeah. Although, I mean, we know a lot about them. We know they're right for the Riverland. Yeah. But how did you even land on it? How long is it? When did you start it, actually?
2013 was the first vintage.
So you would go like you'd be one of the OG people, definitely.
Well, I mean, from a point of view of I suppose alternative varieties in the Riverland, 100%. The only other person is you that I can think of off the top of my head, apart from the big established wineries.
Brad Hickey, there's doing Brad Hickens, I guess.
Absolutely.
Sue Bellwether, Amato Vino. There's a handful, but I mean, I guess none so more, I guess, voracious with growth as what we've done.
I remember the taking out the first wines that I ever made with another. Like I didn't do it myself, and it was at another winery with a lot of help from another winemaker. But taking those wines out to the market, I walked into Parade Cellars.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I was working there.
Would have been in 2014 maybe.
Yeah, when we're starting this up, I was working 3 jobs.
2014, and I said to you, I've got some wine. I'd spoken to a few other people about it and showed them, and they're like, Riverland, I don't really know that, blah, blah, blah. I walked in to see you, and I said, I got some wine from the Riverland, and you said, oh really? I make wine from the Riverland too.
Yeah, seriously, it's so good. But to be able to see like the quality, and also like the wines are they're approachable in style, really approachable in price point. It's something that the Riverland's always done really well, of course, is make wines of an approachable price point. but you've sort of completely flipped the script. Completely flipped the scripts and being able to you know, when I mean approachable price point, they make a lot of box wine there. But your wines aren't even anywhere close to when it comes to that sort of style. But it's still in reference to taking, you know, buying wines and supporting wines out of the Barossa or Yarra Valley or Tasmania, like, but just as, if not more, delicious. So was that always like a thing to begin with? It was. Well,
really, it was just about making, I think, for me, the best wine that we could make in the Riverland, given, you know, a particular set of restrictions and circumstances and what could actually be done. And it really, as you know, it really all comes down to the vineyard.
Totally.
And it all comes down to, you know, what's planted where. And I think that throughout the history of the Riverland, it's probably never had varieties that as well suited to the Riverland as there is now. And that's only a tiny part of it, but it's, you know, it's a really, really big part of it now. So, you know, and a big part of the conversation around it. So, you know, like, I think we've got a lot of, you know, there's a lot of work to go, but it's really cool that we can actually make decent quality booze there rather than just focus on stuff that doesn't necessarily work there.
And it started to really get into the upper tier. Like, we're starting to see some of the most amazing quality ones, and yourself included. Obviously, I noticed recently doing the Hell series. Yeah. Is that all Riverland stuff as well?
Yeah, it's all Riverland. It all comes from the same vineyard.
Yep.
Yeah. For me, like I said, I'm from the Riverland, and the whole brand has been Riverland focused. That's what it's all about, and I don't really want to bother with anywhere else because I don't really know it. So from my point of view, I only want to do stuff that I know.
Really know. Yeah.
This fruit comes from the same vineyard.
Yep.
You know, it's just treated in a very different way. So for me, it was about Delinquente. The main Delinquente wines are, you know, fun, fresh, easy drinking, made in a very simple style.
Yep.
And seeing how far we could take that fruit and take it in a different direction and doing a little more wine wanky stuff with it and just sort of playing around and seeing what happens and experimenting. You know,
so how far do you reckon we can push the Riverland? Like, how far? Because it's in my mind, it's completely arbitrary whether, you know, grapes come from, you know, Biscay soils in like McLaren Vale, or, you know, amazing sort of clay-based soils in the Barossa, and, you know, you've got this amazing sort of terroir in the Riverland that a lot of people don't talk about. We talk about Riverland, we talk about things like water use, we talk about things like bulk wine, we talk about
LPTs, you know, and tons to the acre and all that sort of stuff.
But we don't really talk about the shit that really matters when it comes to actual wine. We don't tend to talk about, you know, these amazing, you know, million-year-old soils, you know, iron oxide rich sand, and surprisingly the most amazing amount of limestone as well. Like limestone. Limestone, for those, in fact, we've got a little fun thing here. We've got a fun little graphic here. We're going to get a little bit basic. So getting basic.
That's where I live. I live in basic. So, works for me.
Wine, grapes, so Vitis vinifera and limestone go together like basil and tomato. They really, like, limestone is one of those amazing materials that is very nutritious. It holds a lot of nutrients, holds a lot of water. It's very porous, filters a lot of stuff out, and keeps sort of water zone in a really sort of friendly place for plants to really exist in. But usually limestone's associated with places that are like of Mediterranean origin, or very cool, I mean, like, both intended meanings of the word. Typically cold places are the cool places. Yeah. You know, we're talking like Northern Tassie, Margaret River, talking about Champagne, you know, we're talking about those Chablis. But this is one of the hottest places in, I'm gonna say viticulturally, globally, I would say.
Oh yeah.
You'd be hard pressed to find a hotter place.
There's probably some Greek island that's exclusively made of rocks. That, they might grow a little bit of fruit there.
But perhaps, or maybe Morocco or Algeria, perhaps. And there are some amazing examples of wines out of those countries. But you know, the Riverland has got such an amazing narrative that we haven't really explored yet. You know, do you think that we'll see the likes of, you know, a Penfold single vineyard Riverland wine?
Yeah, I don't know. I
you don't think there's the faith of the larger producers in the region?
There's definitely not the faith of the larger producers in the region, in my opinion. You know, if there was, I would not be, you know, we wouldn't be almost so singular in what we do with the Riverland. If there was that faith from the larger producers, then they would be, you know, probably doing a lot more, planting a lot more of these varieties and focusing and marketing them. Which I think there was a half of an effort to do with maybe a few varieties, and when it didn't work straight away, they
got cold
back.
feet.
Yeah, and they pulled back from it. So, having said that, I think there's potential. There's definitely potential.
Yeah, extraordinary potential.
And again, I think it all comes down to farming. You know, if you take a completely different mindset than you do having the Riverland, even with the vineyards that we work with, even if they're certified organic and biodynamic, even if everything's hand picked and hand pruned, even if everything's, you know, green harvested or reducing yields or whatever, it really will take a huge mind shift and a fair bit of money behind it and a bit of confidence or you know, self-confidence to make a vineyard or have a vineyard in the Riverland that has the potential to, you know, produce a fruit.
I see collab coming on right now. I reckon establishing, and that's it, because I think what you know, the likes of guys like Ashley Ratcliffe, and we've had Ashley on before as well, and there's a few sort of like-minded people that sort of take that point that Riverland wine is the way it is, or is the way it has been to date, not because of where it's grown, but actually largely because of how it's grown and how it's made. And you see how these wines are grown and made, and it's mind-boggling, like how they manage to even get what they put in a bottle.
I think it's always one thing that always I laugh at is when you take a buddy or someone that doesn't, you know, hasn't been around a winery or something like that, and you know, we're making, you know, our quantities of wine, you know, small in the grand scheme of things. You know, and they see a 2,000 litre tank or a 5,000 litre tank, and they look up at it and they go, "Oh my God, that's so much wine."
Yeah, you're like,
come for a drive with me one day.
I remember we were going through, what's that winery? What's that mega berry estates? And there was a bank of screw presses.
Yeah.
Which I just call grape poo machines because of how they actually work. It's pretty cool because usually, like, there's basket presses, which you're probably familiar with. There's airbag presses, which is probably the high quality version of sort of the basket pressing stuff if you can afford to buy one. Little airbag pushes things against a screen, and that's how we press the grapes, and it rotates. Screw presses are amazing pieces of kit. I'm like enamored by them. We actually had one. We had one for like years. It was a custom sort of built thing. It was jerry rigged, and we had to like do all sorts of it to get good quality wine out of it. Basically, it's just a giant screw with another screw going the opposite way that happens to be smaller than this one, and you can change their speeds. So essentially, you can apply more pressure, and you can literally keep pushing. This is how they extract oil. You can extract grapeseed oil out of grape seeds if you wanted to. But there was like a bank of like, I think like 10 of them. And they just kind of plop out, you know, basically like spent grapes. They come in with a big front end loader. Yeah. They just, the mind boggles the dynamics and the sort of the financial logistics behind an operation like that, and also how it even came to be in the first place. But it's really good to see, you know, guys like 919 Wines up there that are starting to, you know, they have like a cellar door. They've got a, you know, like a place you can go and visit. And in fact, the Riverland, like, I'm originally from Queensland. We'd always go to, like, there's a bunch of lakes up there because we're a water skiing family. When I moved down here, it's good.
That's why you make wine in the river. It's going up there.
Well, that's it. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that was where everyone here went water skiing and went camping and stuff like that. And it is actually really it's remarkably peaceful.
It's beautiful. It's God's country.
It really is. I think a lot of people really underestimate that. The ability to be able to, and it's all fresh water. That's it. Like, again, it's just, the mind boggles the amount of, and the river, the Murray River ain't a small river. You know? That's the other thing. Like, you're quite sort of taken by the sheer size of it. But jumping straight to the comments, and you guys have been super proactive. Thank you so much. Aiden saying, love Delinquente, so dope and yummy, especially latest Hell releases. Hell yeah. Joseph following from Nairobi, Kenya and Africa. Sick. Gotta say.
Worldwide.
First, Mr. Worldwide. I'm going to say definitely the first person from Africa that's chimed in. Thank you so very much. Laura, of course, happy Friday. Hi Greg, Andrew Cameron.
Andy, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, he's going well. Brett, have you forgotten the tunes? Oh, have I actually turned off the music? The music, no, music's on. Music. Can you guys hear music? You should be able to. I hope you can. Riverland is awesome. Loving the Riverland Renaissance. Is it a Renaissance? You know, because there is. It's more like a handful of producers.
It's not a Renaissance. It's a sidestep. Because the Riverland, in the way it's always been, continues to be in that way. That's what
I'm quite surprised we haven't managed to move the ticker a little bit more.
That's what I meant. That's what I would have thought.
To be able to get, you know, because surely we're soaking up at least a few of the news waves away from some of the big guys to kind of go, we're going to take a bite out of that pie. But we have seen like Penfolds, they launched a Cellar Reserve Fiano, which I think came from Clare Valley, which I'm pretty stoked. I mean, I'm stoked to see them give it a shot. But continually seeing, you know, there's an amazing array of varieties that are being planted in the Riverland that I still don't quite understand, that are actually more thirsty than Shiraz. And this year,
there's some you gotta wonder why they
do what they
do.
do.
Yeah, exactly. They could have just planted more Neradavil and we would have been probably happy with that.
Yeah, totally. I mean, but I'm quite surprised with you know, this year. Did you note things like the price of water?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
holy shit, man.
And that's where you know, Neradavil and everything like Vermentino. It's unbelievable when you're actually out in the vineyard at vintage time and you're chatting to the blocky, you're chatting to the workers out there, and you talk about what looks good. You know, we've had incredible heat. What looks good? And it's like, if I could just have a whole vineyard of Montepulciano, I'd be so happy right now. Because it's vibrant, it's fresh, it looks beautiful, and the Shiraz is like,
it's literally dying, it's wilting, and that's sort of like really fun, especially around harvest time to go out. And we quite often will take like Noah, you went out right before harvest, maybe about a couple of weeks. And did you get to see some of the different varieties side by side? I know there's a really amazing sort of like Chardonnay versus Fiano, Chardonnay versus Nero thing going on.
Going to some of the vineyards, one of the Basham vineyard that we work with, all organic, and it's just like,
it's beautiful.
To see that super pristine fruit, and then you're driving past these like kind of wiltering Shiraz and Chardonnay vineyards, and sprayed with water in like 45-degree heat. It's just
overhead sprinklers. I mean, seriously?
It's amazing.
I was hearing figures of 12 to 15 megs per hectare. 12 to 15, so to give people perspective, 2.9 megalitres is an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And I mean, what is it, 70,000 hectares of vines? Yeah. It's a lot of water. It's a lot of water. And then you're looking at what we're sort of pulling off max like 1, maybe 2 megs per hectare with very comparable yields as well.
Yeah,
but the
thing is that these varieties like yielding.
Yeah, they do. Because they're Italian. Because no self-respecting Italian has ever gone, you know what? It gave me a little bit less this year. That's the clone. We're gonna keep using that one.
The thing is, people always ask me, what's the difference between Italian varieties and your traditional French varieties? I say, think about a French person, right? They're very restrained. You know, they're a little bit aloof. They're a bit hard to read, and you know, they take a little bit of nurturing and caring. You've got to really hold them up. Like a Pinot, right?
Like a Pinot. Yeah. Pull your hair out trying to get Pinot to work.
And you think Vermentino, right?
Oh, yeah, no worries.
It's bunches like this, big berries, it's bold, it's voluptuous, it wants to give you a big hug and a kiss and cook you a big dinner. That's
makes
an
sense.
Italian variety, right?
Makes so much sense. But we were noting, like, of course, you know, we've really sort of jumped full straight, you know, full steam ahead into Fiano and Nero territory. Yeah. That's where we absolutely love living. But both incredible, great varieties to make wine from. Very delicious, very fun to sell, very fun to drink, and but viticulturally very, very different. Viticulturally, Fiano is, we call it the grower's grape. It's literally our favorite grape because you can convince a grower to put it in the ground, and then they're so enamored by how easy it is to grow, and we're so enamored by how easy it is to make. It's just a wonderful thing. Yeah. Nero's a dream to make wine from. Yeah, to grow, like it's so I don't know. The Bashams have really figured this out. Actually, they're really good growers of Nero.
Their Nero's phenomenal.
And it's sort of like this sort of 8-year-old point where it's sort of, once it's been in the ground for 8 years, the canopy starts to not be so Bob Marley. and it starts to be a little bit, more subdued. But anyway, we were like going through one of the Adelaide Hills narrow vineyards, and it's just a scrappy looking variety. It looks pretty scrappy, like likes to sort of open sprawl, and then once it starts to defoliate, expose the fruit to a lot of sunlight, it leaves like a lot of sort of yellow patches. So there's sort of like a narrow period through the growing season where it looks beautiful, pristine, and green. That lasts about a week. For the other like 12 weeks of the growing season, it's basically mottled and almost looks like it's got some kind of disease, but that's sort of how it's intended to grow. And it's one of those sort of wonderfully endearing things to see that the Italians just didn't give a shit about that. It's like, we don't care. We don't care what it looks like.
The berries taste pretty good.
We care what it tastes like. Flavors, it's all down to flavor. So Supersonic Turtle 2 is limestone alkaline. It most definitely is, and the reason why we also like limestone for that reason is that a lot of vines have evolved to be in very alkaline soils. Of course, in the old world in Europe, that's why things like nutrient uptake in alkaline soils are a little bit nicer. What are your top Riverland producers? Please choose ones with vintages not sold out. What are your top? If you had to choose Riverland producers that aren't, like, you had to.
Riverland producers or people that make wine from the Riverland?
Yeah, because they are different things. Because we aren't a Riverland producer. We're an Adelaide Hills producer. We make wine from the Riverland. But yeah, I mean,
you've got wines from the Riverland that aren't sold out.
So you can't
Brendan
choose me.
Carter and Laura Carter are really good.
Three or four. But outside of us, who's doing amazing? Like Sue Bell does a pretty amazing job with Vermentino. And I'm not too sure whether that's part of her Ant series. And a really great Nero Rosé. By my understanding. Branch Higgins, of course, ZBO is an amazing little wine. Does some really cool Fiano that I think is also from the Riverland. Fiano blend. Marta Vino is really good. I think some of the Alpha and Dye stuff might come from the Riverland as well.
Potentially,
which I think is really quite exciting. Riccatelli, of course,
Ashley's wines are probably...
Ashley's wines as well, absolutely. And cool.
And as a Riverland producer, he's a Riverland producer.
Of the bigger guys, or Basham's. Basham's make their own wine up there. They make some really cool stuff. They do, and they do a lot of the stuff that we aren't brave enough to be able to venture out and do.
Because they plant it, so they have to do something.
They have to do something with it. So you can get like Riverland Lagrange, you can get Riverland Saperavi, I believe, and they do some really cool stuff.
They've got their Portuguese varieties. What is it?
Tinta Barocca?
No. Fernão Perez and Prieto Pecudio. All sorts of stuff.
And that's it's really interesting to be able to see, especially as a wine producer, be able to go like, why don't you try what the grower's own interpretation of that is, and see sort of how that pans out. Subon, hello, love Delinquente wines. Are there limestone grown wines that don't champion that minerality? Not really. In fact, you're probably bang on in terms of minerality is more. Man, that's a tumultuous word in the wine industry because a lot of people don't know how to classify. It's sort of like classifying natural, but even worse, I think. Minerality, I tend to associate with higher acidity, sort of acid retention in wines, that it makes sort of prickle the tongue a little
sort
more.
of.
And so typically I would say the most even what we see in really well-made Riverland wines, they showcase that minerality even though they're from a hot region. So I think minerality is actually independent of temperature and well to do with things like limestone. We're drinking a BK One Ball. Oh, for International Chardonnay Day yesterday. Yes, absolutely.
As long as you're not drinking Riverland Chardonnay.
When we talk about the scale of wine made in Riverland, it might not be the most well known in SA, but on what a lot of our export sees is probably the bulk wine from Riverland. Yeah, you were dead right. So basically, I would say Riverland does grow. Do you know the stats on this? Do you know what's the ballpark stat on?
So someone asked me the other day, and we were having a chat, and we looked it up based on 2019 vintage. It was 69% of
is that magic
South
number?
Australia's crush.
South Australia's crush comes from Riverland.
Yeah.
And I think South Australia represents, 70% of the
that's right. I think it was 60% of South Australia, and South Australia was 69% of the national crush. It's
massive.
Huge.
It's massive. And we are, I think, like an 80% export industry. So like 80% of all the wine that's actually just crushed just in Australia as general goes overseas. So I would say with absolute certainty, the vast majority of wines that a lot of people and this is something that I think where we sort of really get quite passionate about, is the fact that the perception of Australian wine was built and forged probably, globally, I mean, the outward perception, probably with the Barossa. But it's really Riverland that's fueled it.
Yeah.
It's Riverland that has made a lot of people very
And
well.
it's Riverland that's fueled the tremendous growth in the 90s in that, you know, sunshine in a bottle, you know, critter wine, that whole thing. But it also
we know about that critter wine.
Cropped the brunt of the fall, you know, and the switch off from that from the international markets. And it was the growers and the small Riverland producers, but Riverland, you know, big in, you know, national terms.
Yeah, national terms, massive.
That took the hit with that, because when that turned off, when people turned off from that style, you know, they were left with, and the growers were left with vast acreage that no one wanted anymore. That it was all planted up. You know, in my childhood, growing up in the Riverland, everyone was pulling out anything that wasn't grapes, or anything that was grapes but was Sultana, or you know,
like table
Bordeaux
grapes.
or something like that. Pulling all of that out and planting Chardonnay and Shiraz, because there was
They're
a
making good
time.
money for it.
There was a time in the mid '90s where you'd get $1,000 a ton for Chardonnay from the Riverland.
Cropped at like $30, 30 ton a hectare.
So
There's something ridiculous. Whoa.
So that was my childhood, right? Feathering young vines every weekend, because everyone, you know,
In a 40-degree sun.
when you're this tall, you're closer to the ground. So you know that was
incredible.
because that's what happened. But then the boom hit the bust, and
Especially
all of that
2000
acreage and that $1,000 a ton for Chardonnay dropped down to where we see it now. Which is at 300, 350?
Yeah, well, I saw it getting as low as like just after the GFC, sort of 2009, and that was when we started. Like, I moved to Adelaide in 2010, and we started, you know, studying in wine, becoming winemakers. You know, 2011, 2012, like your 150s to 250s, were pretty sort of common to see. It's good to see it moving up a little bit, but it's not really enough where it should be. It's and that's the weird thing, is like quite often we'll also see wines that come from the Riverland that they're paying $300 a ton for the fruit, and then going into the same wines that they're paying $2,000 a ton for the fruit out of like the Adelaide Hills, and they're asking the same amount of money. It just seems a little bit odd that the farmer wouldn't actually get valued at the same level. It just seems a little, you know, the mind boggles a little bit. All right, we're halfway through. All right, and you've brought an awesome wine. You've brought a bit of a fun one. Where we've hid in the truffle sock, courtesy of Sean Lau here. All right, so you've played options game before?
No.
No? Okay, cool. All right. Well, Noah, did you want to grab this bottle, or have you got the?
I already know what it is.
You already know what it is? All right, I'm going to shove the comments down. Noah's going to let y'all know what we're drinking here, and our job basically is to try to pin the tail on it. Well, you know what's up.
I just get to laugh at you.
Yeah, basically.
You'll be absolutely fine with this.
Oh, it smells amazing. It smells amazing. I'm into this. Is it Brendan? I'll drink a lot of this, Carter. Hello.
New Rodoa. Oh, sorry, Rodoa.
It's red.
It's a New Rodoa.
I feel it's Old World.
You were incorrect, it's New World.
Really?
Yeah.
This is remarkable.
And yeah.
This is yummy.
And we're in for a game.
This is incredible.
Are we going South Africa, New Zealand, Australia?
Fucking hell.
I just want to actually just sort of half scull the glass. So
Really
good.
I filled it up before you poured it in, and then you poured more into it, so they're pretty full glasses.
I didn't realize that you had already. Yeah, I didn't realize.
This is one of those wines. I've had it before. It's whoosh.
This is amazing. Like the just the handling on this is really restrained. It's almost Pinot-esque, but the oak use on this is the thing that really sways me, because there's a Slovenian oak thing going on that I'm just like really taken by. This is a really well crafted wine. Whoever's done this, it's just hats off to them.
What's the country, bro?
I'm gonna, you know, I really want to say it's Australia.
It's Australia.
It's Australia.
Tasmania, South Australia, Victoria.
Tasmania, South Australia, Victoria. Wow, this is dope. South Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God, I was so close. No, honestly, I was so close to Victoria. It's not funny, because this is like, there's a peanut penosity to this that is just like brilliant.
Eden Valley, Lime Coast, Adelaide Hills.
Eden Valley, Lime Coast, like Limestone Coast.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Limestone.
Lime Coast is
Coast.
actually a small part of Queensland that Brendan hails from.
Yeah. It's Margaritaville, really.
It's a funny drive, Lime Coast.
Yes.
Lime. I don't
That's
think
what
it's.
I should. I should have bought Bundaberg. What was I doing? I really had a good hour.
The nice cleansing lagers are very, very valued. Thank you. So I don't think it's Eden Valley because I just don't see Pinot like this, and I think it is Pinot. But you'll tell me the varieties later. It could be Adelaide Hills, but I think there's just some really cool stuff doing in Limestone Coast. I think it's Limestone Coast. I'm just gonna take a stab.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Alright.
This is really cool. I love this. It's like honestly, it's like someone's grabbed Pinot. This is the whack shit that's going on. It's like someone's grabbed Pinot and made it like an Italian winemaker in Australia.
Dude,
Like,
stop!
exactly.
Stop there! Stop talking. Like, you've just nailed it. Think
Oh, really?
about what you've just said.
You've cracked the code.
Think about what you've just said.
I don't
You've
know, but
actually-
it tastes the fucking same.
No,
It tastes amazing.
Okay, think about when.
Oh, it's fucking Steve Crawford. It's Frederick Stevenson. That's what it is. This is so good. This is so amazing. This is like seriously, I would drink a lot of this.
Go with
This, yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah.
I had this just before.
And it is 100% Pinot Noir 2018 Steve Crawford. Mate, you gotta, yes, absolutely. This is, yeah, this is a cracking wine, man. This is really good. Thank you very much.
I think that the way you said like an Italian winemaker making Pinot, that Steve's just, if he gets told that, he just leans back in his chair and goes, Mamma mia.
Steve is an absolutely fantastic human being, and of course you guys make some wine together. Well, I mean, like you make wine at the same
yeah,
spot.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, we've been buddies for a little while now, and I basically just sort of crashed his party, and he didn't mind that I hung around a little bit, and that was at his old site, and then we sort of looked for somewhere a bit bigger, and we found a little place, and it's called Audio. It's in Bowden.
Yep.
When we open up again, come around for a party, and
Because you open up audio as well quite, is it regular or
no,
is it?
sporadically. Is how we describe it. Like,
But it's cool, it feels like a little bit underground, like, you just gotta know.
I mean, like, because it is the winery, like, when we have people in there, they're standing in the winery. So we got to be like, all right, we're going to only open up when we really can, and have a big party and make it, very far away from a traditional, wine cellar door experience. We'd prefer to have, DJs and pizza and,
Of course, I mean,
lots of beers and,
It's Sunny's on the pies.
Yeah.
Yeah, plenty of there.
Sonny's Pizza,
Yeah.
the pizza, the Sonny's, the pizza.
No pizza.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm very, like I said, very, very lucky. Steve's let me hang around, and
He's a brilliant human being. Like, he's a brilliant soul.
And just get to look at him and watch him, craft his wines is pretty exciting as well. There's some awesome stuff. There's some of my favourite wines. The whole branding of packaging, the whole idea of it is awesome. And I think this year, especially having the winery really set up well, and having a pretty, despite lower yielding, pretty good year. There's a lot of really beautiful wines that are coming out of his label this year. So really excited.
So I remember when he first started, and he came from like an amazing sort of array of winemaking as well, working for Hewitson, and then sort of moving on to his own stuff after, or sort of during and then after. And the first sort of labels that he's got, remember the Montepulciano has like this all crazy sort of yellows and blues and stuff like that. But I specifically remember how those labels came to be, and my mind was blown.
I could imagine you walking in and watching him and just like
Yeah, I was just like,
the little fight in your mind to stop and grab him and go, "What are you doing, man?"
I was like, this doesn't work. So he had basically, it was like an A3, it basically was like a scene out of Kindy.
yeah.
Honestly, it was a scene out of Kindy. And he had an A3 sheet of paper, it was like a butcher's paper thing going on, and he had a bunch of paint in a tray on top of the butcher's paper and marbles in the paint. And he was and he was moving this tray left, right, and center, making this art. But I didn't realize they were the labels themselves. It's not like he was making an artwork and he was going to get it computer generated and then just mass reproduced. No. That's my 12 labels, and then I'll do another sheet, another sheet, and then cut them up and paste them on the bottle. I was like, how does this work? It was so good. But it's like, it's the love, attention, it's the intuition that he has when he winemakes. It's just so cool.
And that's the main thing, I think, when you see a winemaker, and I think with Steve, it's very much intuition. It's like, why? Like, you look at him and go, you don't know that he's doing something, and then you taste the wine. You say, oh, that's because I did that. It's like, how did you know to do that at that time, and it comes out tasting so good? Like, we
should have Steve on.
Yeah, totally.
We should have Steve on. Yeah. Steve, come on. Yeah. All right, it's slowly for the big guys, coming from Zachary Phillips. Slowly for the big guys. Penfolds made a big deal about the Tempranillo recently, like they were changing the world, and it's been done a fair bit. I mean, yeah, Tempranillo is great. I mean, it's yummy, it's delicious, but
I wouldn't really.
I mean, it's pretty thirsty. It's a pretty thirsty grape variety.
Really not.
Maybe Penfolds near a Davila in another 20 years. We did joke recently, because obviously we've grown a fair bit, and a lot of people are like, are you looking to like sell out? I'm like, no. In fact, we're looking to buy in. We're like, we want to buy into other brands, and they're like, would you ever? And I'm like, you know what? Penfolds, if you would like to buy us, you can, but it comes with one massive caveat. We need to run your marketing team and be head winemaker, and then. Because then we're going to convert everything to Nero. That's just what's going to happen. Are the production sites that do a top-to-tail process? Are the production sites that do a top-to-tail processing of grapes? What do you mean by that, Supersonic Shot? I'm interested by that comment. And what are you drinking at the moment? So we were drinking before. Now we're drinking the Frederick Stevenson Pinot Noir. We were drinking the Eliza by Charlotte Dalton Wines. Another little Pinot Noir, actually.
I actually spoke to Charlotte the other day about this wine.
Oh, really? It's the wine that she won the Hot 100 with.
She won Hot 100 with. I wanted to buy a bottle for a buddy of mine who had a daughter and called her Eliza.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I'm not making that wine anymore. So, I don't know. Well, I don't know what's happening.
For the 2019.
Yeah, so it's not Eliza. It's the same.
Yeah, because there is there's a Coonawarra based or Pathway based sparkling producer that makes a wine called Eliza, which I mean this is another degree of quality, well and truly north of where that other
the point is we're lucky to have a bottle called Eliza here.
I would take the bottle with you if you like.
I was lucky to get a bottle. She said she found one for me, so I got one for my buddy. So I was pretty happy.
Anyway, we are not going to let you sit here and open up an amazing bottle of wine and get to watch me play this game. You're going to have to play the game as well. Yeah. So we have a bunch of bottles on the back of the wall here. You're welcome to choose one. I don't know what they are. You surely do not know what they are, or maybe you do.
I came up here and packaged them all up.
That's right. Yeah. There is
I love Unicosello tissue paper.
That's right. They're all Unicosello. Grab a bottle and hand it off to Noah, and you'll get to play the game with us.
Oh, that's a little boy. It's heavy bottle.
Laura goes, yum, I haven't tried it before, but knowing the region, producer and variety, it must be delicious. Laura, I realised that you were only a mere 100 strides away from where we are sitting right now.
Yes.
You're more than welcome to come and try.
I know where you live, Laura. It's just over there.
When a Riverland boy says that,
exactly.
you got to be really careful. Yeah. Riverland, of course, is one of it's the tri-state area. A bit of a hub for a little bit of cheeky mafia business happening over there.
Yeah, it's you got to be on the right side of the fence, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. School's up. Sorry. In fact, this will be smarter.
It is Friday.
Yeah, I really did fill those glasses up, like without a shadow of a doubt. Ashley Ratcliffe's just chimed in.
Ash, the big dog.
Great to see you, brother. My greatest frustration over the years has been the lack of recognition internally Riverland for what you guys and other small winemakers have done for the region, known for bulk wine. I see both of your wines everywhere, changing the image of Riverland. Keep up the good work, guys. Thanks, guys, from the Riverland. Mate, we will keep up the awesome work, and of course with your support as well. Thank you so much. It's interesting, there was a comment just before talking about sort of how Riverland is perceived overseas, and it isn't. Like, no one knows.
Well, that's why I think.
No one knows anything about the bloody Riverland overseas.
I don't want to speak for your experience, but in my experience, when you go to another country and you want to promote your wines, you speak to the market there, and they're like, okay, if you're in America, they go, oh, okay, the Riverlands. Now, where is that exactly?
Yeah, exactly. In South Australia, they're like, is that near Melbourne?
They've never heard of it before. It's more of a Game of Thrones, castle than it is
anything else. Yeah. There's no past standard. They don't have any sort of measure.
That works in our benefit because
you get to build something from nothing, and you're the first ones there to say, hey, this comes from the Riverland.
They have no preconceived ideas, no preconceptions. They look at the wine as it is, and they go, okay, that's really great. The price is good. Let's go. Whereas initially, not so much anymore. I mean, people understand, especially brands that have been around for a little while. Yeah. People understand that, and they come to us for that. But definitely, like 2014, 2015, hitting Sydney and Melbourne, and there were people that were just like, they walked up to the wine, hadn't looked at the wine yet, looked at the bottle, and they're like, Riverland, and then they taste it, and they're like, I've had people, a wine that we're having great success with. We were doing really well with like Vermentino, early days, Vermentino. Just easy wine. Yeah. Okay. Oh no, nah, walked away. Like, what are you talking about? You looked at the region and that's what made your mind up.
See, that's why we went to Queensland.
Yeah. Exactly. That's never happened in Queensland. That's in Sydney, not in Queensland.
I put in the comments down, Kerry, Supersonic Turtle 2 has chimed in and just clarified a comment before about sort of top to tail wine production in terms of like grapeseed oil production and like things like there's not really any winery that I'm aware of that literally will take the juice from grapes, turn it into wine, and then take the oil from the grape seeds and turn it into oil. But Tarek have done that before. They stopped their grapeseed oil production a while ago, but they used to. They actually used to make grapeseed oil. Really? Legit. They used to. They stopped it because it is actually a pretty hectic process. And they're sort of like more value adders to value, like it sort of moves down a bit of a supply chain, but I don't know of any other winery that just the economies of scale. And even if guys like Berry Estates can't do that, you got to understand. We had Mick Sandico from Jacobs Creek, a guy I study with, fantastic human being. He came on, and we're talking about how does what's the scale, brother? Like, it's like, I'll tell you yours if you tell me mine kind of deal. Like, we're 120 ton. He goes, yeah, we process 15,000 ton. Berry Estates, I think, processes like 50,000 ton.
Dude. Yeah,
it's
like,
quite...
I grew up in the wineries that my dad worked in were 25, 30,000 ton wineries. Yeah. And they aren't to the size. I wouldn't be surprised if
Berry's like over 100,000 ton.
Oh, absolutely.
It's ridiculous that you guys can't even. It's a city. Actually goes over a road. They have a massive pipeline to carry wine.
Yeah.
Just over the road.
Over the whole.
You think they go under, but they're like, nah, it's just easy. We'll just send it over.
See it.
Yeah. You drive under it. It's pretty amazing. But like even they can't sort of justify things like grapeseed oil production. So like the scale for something like that, you'll need what we call an aggregator to be able to bring that together. But anyway, it is blind tasting time. I realise I haven't done the graphic, but if you chimed in at the start, I did all the graphics. Just covered all bases. I'll play it after for you. Anyway, let's have it. I've got the comments down. Noah's let everyone know what we've got. All right, so. We're playing the game. It's not actually about getting it right or getting it wrong. It's sort of like fishing. It's not also about catching fish.
But this is
it's about entertainment.
This is where I make a fool of myself. This is the moment where it happens.
Trust me though, the last couple of nights, the people that have come on that are like, look, I'm not good at this game, they've literally blitzed me.
I can guarantee you that's not going to happen. Yeah, Sharon Romeo and Jill Gordon-Smith.
That was pretty epic. All right, so
we had Sean Baxter from Never Never pretty much nailed
this Burgundy Chardonnay. It was so good. He's like, my wine chat's like just terrible. You're like, yeah, but you did really nail this one. It was good fun. All right.
Red or white?
Red.
You say what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's red.
I'm sorry. Did you try it? Did you drink it?
Yeah, it's red.
He's found the hack. He's found the hack.
I just got like so much. Yeah. I did. Maybe it's all of that Pinot that I just drank.
All right. New World, Old World.
Ooh. Again, both these wines have been really hard because that's like that last one was like a Pinot from the New World that was made by a winemaker very skilled at doing Old World winemaking. This really sort of plays in my head here because it feels Old World. It feels Old World, but the fruit weight doesn't taste Old World. It tastes New World. This one's a tough one. This one's toughy. I'm gonna say it's Old World.
I'm gonna say it's New World.
It's New World.
Oh!
Hey, I said
There you go.
white, so.
We're even. We're even.
Are we going to go South Africa, Chile, Australia?
Oh, I'm gonna go Aussie.
Yeah, it's Australia. Like, I don't know they could get that big expensive glass in South Africa.
They could definitely give it Chile, that's for sure.
Fair cop.
Yeah, I mean, Chile maybe, but yeah.
That's a fair cop. It's Australian.
It's a visual cue, you know, it's one of those things.
Are we going to go South Australia, Western Australia, New South Wales?
It's gotta be SA. Something about the big, rich, dense style, a little bit reductive, struggles a little bit. Nothing really struggles in Margaritaville. Even the people, they don't really struggle. They have a great life. You know, Hunter. It could be Hunter, but if it was, it wouldn't be showcasing this level of rightness. It would have been picked earlier.
It's quite sort of. It's almost like you're getting vague hints of jammy, which makes you think like SA.
Vague hints of jammy, SA. It's like
So
straight onto it.
Like straight.
We have no water and we have a big sun.
It's pretty much blocks everyone else out. Like,
It's really easy to pick up on an SA made wine, so I'm going to say SA. It's going to be like it's mugs or something.
I was about to say it's probably Margaritaville, isn't it?
River.
Oh, really? All right, cool.
Maybe
wow,
because it's
that's
so
impressive.
vague.
That's
It's
impressive.
I mean, it isn't like
This
it
is
isn't
cool.
over the top, but it's.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
So this is a blend.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Is it a conventional blend? Is it a blend that we might be able to pick up? Or is it like it's a Moscato, Pinot Gris, you know, Saperavi?
The idea of it's not a conventional blend for Australia. Is what I'll say.
For Australia, but it's a conventional blend for somewhere else.
Yes.
Clear as mud. I love it.
It's a conventional blend in the the Corsican island.
Yeah. Super niche. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna name 5 varieties. And
Okay.
You need to pick the 3.
There's 3. Well, there's 3. There's
So
3.
you're gonna get 3 out of 5.
Okay. We're gonna get 3 out of 5. We're gonna get all of them correct.
Yeah, this is where I literally show my hand.
Okay, cool.
This
Okay,
is
okay.
fucking tough.
Okay.
Cab Sav, Toriga,
Wow. Yeah.
Titacao,
Wow.
Cab Franc,
Of course it is.
SOUSAO. It's one of the.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Wow. Really? Is it this wine? Is it the one that I'm thinking it is?
It's this one.
Fuck me. This is really cool. This is the pirate blend by by Las Vino. No way.
Yeah, cool.
Wow. That's cool.
There was no way I could not reveal what.
Yeah,
wine
Suzhou,
was.
yeah, absolutely. Is
And that's where that big bottle comes in.
Yeah.
That's when Nick's been around.
Nick Peterkins, he's been around, a few pretty impressive wineries. He's related to a few people that have started some very impressive wineries, and I'm sure there's a little bit of money, a little bit of cash in the pocket to be able to do something like this. Very cool wine, actually. That's really awesome. Again, thought it was Old World. I thought it was Old World. Went straight to it because we don't really have you know, this sort of style of variety. Like
Well,
it's growing more and more and more, right?
I think it's what, like you said, that combination of that jammy profile that you pick up and you're like, okay, that makes you want to think a certain thing because of where we live and because of where we come from and the wines we drink usually. But there's something else in there that's that herbaceous thing, there's that acid thing that's clicking and you're like, ugh. And it just throws you off and you think, okay, it must be old world because of that. And then you go, okay.
To Touriga now, see now. Touriga's, have you ever played with Touriga? Is there much Touriga in the Riverland?
Yeah, Bruce and Val have like a
bit of Touriga?
It's tough in the
tough,
Riverland.
it's hard. I like
it just
how
drops acid real quick, so it's a bit like...
I like this though.
Oh yeah, which one?
Bottle number, I'm not sure what's going on here, but there's bottle number nothing of 2,900.
This is from Francabout Wine, who distribute Las Pino in New South Wales.
Oh really? So I'm going to say this is a sample, a cheeky little sample bottle that's been afforded to us. Thank you very much. That's a very cool bottle. It's a cool. I like the bottle. I like that. It's like a yo-ho bottle of rum kind of.
Well, the pirate blend, bro.
The pirate blend. That's kind of where I think the vibe is going with this particular wine. That's really cool. That's that really threw me, to be honest. I mean, yeah, through you, Mr. White over here.
Yeah, exactly.
The white wine.
I was yeah.
That's pretty cool though. Like I would like to see more of this. Where Touriga for me, I was fortunate enough to work with a winemaker that takes a lot of Touriga out of Langhorne Creek. And Touriga is the only red wine I've ever seen, and multiple vintages, all the time, smells like lavender.
Yeah.
And it's one of the coolest things to get into the winery.
That sort of rose chocolate, like that rose oil chocolate thing. They're just floral and it's cocoa and it's like, what are you doing in there? You weird wine.
Sounds
be
dope.
normal.
Sounds dope. Love it. Ashley Ratcliffe goes more like 190,000 tons for Berry Estates. Okay, we're talking Jacobs Creek. Okay, 15,000 tons. Berry Estates, 190,000 tons. That is insane. I just put a gizmo over Greg's shoulder. Is he the new Corky? Oh, well, no, sorry, we do have, Corky's here. It's okay, you know, relax. No, Corky strives to be the new Gizmo. Were you playing the player a bit with the bottle shape? I don't know, we actually didn't pick it at all. Apart from the fact, it's less so about that, it's more so about the fact that what wine out of Margaret River has Tintacao, Touriga Nacional and Sisal in it. There's really such a narrowed amount and array of producers that really do that. In fact, I'm going to say there's only one, for sure. But I want to ask a really important question, probably the most important question. Is there, you'll definitely, yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's red.
It really throws you. It really does throw you. Riverland, would we ever be able to make a $300 bottle of wine from the Riverland? Is it possible?
This comes down to, I think the nature of Delinquente and where I come from with regards to the wine industry. I'm not sure that any wine is worth $300.
I totally agree.
That's my opinion. I think that the only thing that makes a wine worth $300 or $5,000 or whatever the shit people pay for fancy wines is just perception and,
market demand, supply demand.
And wanting to seem like you got something that's hard to get and all that sort of stuff, so you pay more for it and blah blah blah.
It's like an aspirational thing.
Yeah, exactly. So is there going to be a wine that's going to be worth $300 from the Riverland?
Maybe not, yeah.
I don't think, no. Is there going to be a wine one day that people are going to pay $300 for from the Riverland? I think that's a potential. I think there is a potential in that. Again, like I said earlier, if the vineyard and if it is farmed in such a way that justifies that, that you can create something that's so unique, that speaks of the place in such a way, because even, like I said, even with the vineyards that we source from, there is a limit to how much they can represent the very true character, the terroir of the Riverland, because it's the Riverland, because it's still got irrigation, because of all the different things.
For sure.
If you really go hard down a particular path, and have a vineyard that can justify that and work towards that, I think it is a potential to have a wine from the Riverland that is produced by a producer that is, you know, like Unico Zello and very highly sought after. and
doubtful. But it's also,
and someone will. I think that is almost inevitable that will happen eventually. Whether it's worth that or not is another story.
Completely different.
But I think that if you have a vineyard and you farm it well and you farm it to that extent, you know, you reduce yields right down. You have that real purity of, you know, that fruit character, that terroir, that real intensity, yielding tiny amounts and creating something that's truly unique.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So do you think, and another tough question for you, do you think it's brand that determines this, or land?
It's 100% a combination. But
because like Riverland, I would argue, has one of the most in the global wine sphere, has one of the most amazing soils, amazing aspects, and amazing geology that you could possibly grow grapes in.
And it all like I said, that $300 price point comes down to perception and what you are willing to pay for it, and that is influenced almost exclusively, but not entirely exclusively, but a whole bunch by brand.
By brand.
You know, if you were to put Penfolds in another bottle and put another label on it, I can guarantee you no one's going to pay $300 a bottle for it, right? Because
depends how much the cursive is slanted.
Yeah, if it's Penfolds or Glenfolds or whatever.
Horizontal.
As if it's horizontal.
You can't. It's just a straight line. You can't read it.
Would you guys pay $300 a bottle for a wine from the Riverland distinct from the wine from, say, Barossa Valley? That's the question for the day. I think is I'm most fascinated to know what you guys is, and maybe not $300, but would you be happy to, maybe if you're a sommelier that's chiming in as well, would you serve one to a customer willingly?
Yeah, but it might not be 300 retail, might be 300 in a venue.
In a venue, yeah, that's, is someone parting with that amount of money for something that has Riverland on the bottle? I think Riverland, I mean, it's an amazing brand. I think it's got a remarkable level of potential.
Absolutely, and like I said, I think it's almost inevitable that will happen. I think that will happen.
I think
it might not be
someone's
the $300 price point is arbitrary. Super premium.
Yeah.
I think
that's
will
next level. This
happen
is,
in the Riverland.
It becomes less a wine and more like a piece of jewellery.
Yeah, exactly.
It becomes like so hey Greg, I'm weeping for some Juan Pet Nat. Any hints on when it'll be back in stock?
Look, it's fizzy and it's clean. 2020 vintage, so that's the two parameters that need to be met to mean that we're going to release that wine. So that's
imminent.
Yeah, that's going to happen. Like general release time's August, so just hang out for that.
Zachary Phillips, as far as price of wine goes, where do you two stop? $100, $80 a bottle. Where do you stop? I mean, where do we like?
Somewhere between 12 and 15 usually.
No. No. I think it's more. But I think it's more like a bottle. So like what's hell? Like hell would be your top.
Yeah.
Your top tier.
Exactly. And
what's that?
The hell wines are still, in relative terms, in comparison to Adelaide Hills producers and all that sort of stuff. They're landing at 18, 15. 18 bucks, so they're retailing at 30, 35.
35 bucks. And we're about the same. We just rejigged a lot of ours. I think we've got a handful at 50 retail, but they're curios at best. Like most of our stuff's now just come down. It was like 28, 29, 30.
We're at 35.
35. Oh, 32. 32.99. Yeah.
That's a good price for you.
But I mean, that's less so to do with the fact that, like, you know, would I want to produce a wine for $100 a bottle? Hell yeah, I think that's awesome. Like, that's just good business. But it would be bad business because the fact of the matter is the people that buy our wine and the people that we want to connect with happen to either don't have that disposable income, don't want to spend that on wine, and I don't think we need to. I think rather than being greedy and during, like, there's always another vintage. You just make some more wine next year.
And that's what, like, you know, we've been in the market and we've raised our prices once in 7 years.
We dropped ours.
Yeah. Exactly. So, like, my personal opinion is that you make a product and you price it so that it is, you know, something that people can rely on. They turn around and they go, I know that wine is going to cost me $25.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to pay that 3 times over for that wine because it keeps giving me what I want.
Exactly.
And it speaks.
It's a different kind
to
of.
me. You know,
Yeah.
it talks to me in the language that I want, and I feel connected to it.
Yeah.
That is more important than
Trying to extract the most amount of value.
CPI increase.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah,
No, we don't really operate on the normal, the normal sort of fiscal things that other people do. But mate, we're just about to run over time. We're going to leave you guys. Happy Friday, of course. Mate, thank you so much, Greg, for coming on. Cheers, brother. It's really good to catch up. And thanks, obviously, what you're doing with the Riverland is absolutely outstanding. You can support Greg's Wines. Have you dropped anything recently? There's like a new...
We got something happening.
If you navigate to the website, just jump on the mailing list. It is in the description. Because trust me, the wines are of incredible value. If you like anything that Unico does, you are going to adore everything that Delinquente does. And if you don't know about Delinquente, you absolutely should by now. But guys, thank you so much. We'll catch you same time tomorrow. We have Alex Shilkin coming in.
Dude,
it's
I wish he came in tonight.
From the other right. So guys, on that note, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so very much.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
It's happening, people! Oh my god, happy Friday to everyone! Holy crap, we're at O to V!
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Oh,
Where's yours?
Where's my drink?
Here.
Oh, it is there. Yeah, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy Friday.
Cheers to everyone at home. Cheers to you guys at home as well. Welcome. We're at probably it's the premier bar. I'd probably say it's the premier bar of Melbourne. No, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. But it's one of the premier bars of Melbourne. Welcome to O to V. If you guys don't know about O to V, it's pretty incredible if I do say so myself.
She's an old girl.
Yeah, she's an old girl, but a good girl.
Yeah, we
Real
love
good.
her.
Yeah.
We treat her right.
I know, but we're joined by the fantastic bar team, Alex and Belle. We're going to make some drinks this evening. We're already on the libations. Let us know what you're drinking this evening as well on Instagram. Hello, guys on Instagram. Are you able to do me a massive favor, Belle? Are you able to tell me if people ask questions? Because we're going to dive in behind the scenes this evening. If emojis. I dig that emoji game. Hello, guys. What's going on? I dig the emoji game. Hello, Nathan. Hello, Peter. I hope you guys are having a sensational night. We are diving into. Yeah, Nathan is watching.
Is that Nonny Boy, Nathan?
Yeah, Nonny Boy.
We're diving into cocktails already. We've got a little bit of some lacto ferment. I know, fucking me and lacto ferments. I've been going on and on about their shit. But it's lacto-fermented passion fruit fortified with Navy strength gin with a little bit of Okar Gold and then some yuzu soda from Strange Love. Cheers to the weekend. Fuck, I'm glad it's here. How are you guys? What's been going on?
Great. Process of reopening the venue. So we're open in a couple of weeks' time, guys.
Yeah.
First weekend of June, we will be back.
Awesome. So how do people go about like actually getting like into O to V?
So
Are people going on the internet? Like, what's the vibe?
So you can go onto our Facebook, Instagram, literally any of our social profiles, website. DM us. You can book. You still can walk in. Of course, limiting ourselves to 28 people.
Oh, fantastic.
So we've got in the whiskey room, we're allowed 8 people.
Amazing.
In the main room, we're allowed 20 people. It is going to be a first come, first served basis.
Yeah.
So book in advance.
Hells yeah.
Please book in advance.
And please turn up. Please turn up.
Like, please book.
Come back.
Just
we
please
want
book.
people back in here.
Yes. Kerry has just said it's whiskey weather where I am. Well, I mean, God, you're in the right place in O to V. We've got a freaking wall of it. And we were drinking whiskey earlier. We were drinking some peaty drams, which was quite a bit of fun.
She was spicy.
It was
weird. Good.
I have to admit, it was a weird way to like start this evening. I was like, "Hey, have some of this. I think it's this whiskey," and then it turned out to be super peaty. And I was like, "Oh shit! I really fucked that one up."
It was a vibe. We're into that.
It was a vibe.
Good. Great.
I love surprises.
Sarah's drinking some Pinot this evening. Excellent choice.
Great
Buckets of Pinot. That's the way to go. It's a good Friday. Hello to Kirsten. Hello to Emma. I love it. Evening to Sarah. Guys, amazing. Well, let's make some drinks. Do we want to start? Can I throw you guys in the deep end and just get you guys to make our first drink?
Totally.
Because mine is super easy tonight, and I've already kind of done one.
You want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll hold you a drink.
Set your drinks to the back. If you guys have any questions for the team at O to V this evening, now is the time to ask. We're going to go in depth with these guys. So any questions you have about how they go about making their drinks, how they go about selecting what they have on the back bar, it's the way to go. Are you fixing your face?
Someone's flirting with me.
Someone's flirting with you on Instagram. Amazing. That's not technically what this platform is for, but I'm really glad it's at least working somehow.
It generally is what happens when she's working behind the bar.
Amazing.
That's kind of how it happens.
Awesome. That's great. So what are you making this evening? What's the first cab off the rank?
So I'm making just like a really simple, well, I say simple, it's a desert gimlet. Essentially, so I'm going to be using the Navy Strength, which I have right here from Applewood. I've got a syrup that I've made up with prickly pears. So it's a fruit of a particular type of cactus that's native from the Mediterranean, but it grows like a weed over here in Australia. They kind of look like these. Kind of looks like a bright red.
It does.
Yeah, kind of looks like a prickly potato.
Yeah, it looks like a naughty potato. That's what
yeah, and they're an absolute pain in the ass when you grab them.
Yeah, no, they're awful.
Hundreds of tiny little spikes on them.
Yeah.
They act like little hypodermic needles, and you can't get them off your hands.
They're almost as bad as desert lime. Like desert lime is almost as rough as prickly pear. But prickly pear, I think, kind of pips it at the post.
Big Chels.
Big Chels. Hey, Chelsea.
Hello, Chelsea. So Sarah has just said quarantinder is what you're engaging in. That's pretty good. Yeah. I dig that. That's real good. And AK's Raged, yes, we are live on Instagram and Twitch on Applewood this evening. So if you guys, we're on Twitch as well. So if you guys feel like switching between Call of Duty and then some talks about cocktails, you can. So what's going on here? So what have we got going?
So since I'm making 3, I've got 60 ml of the syrup, and now I'm going to be doing 90 lime juice, and then so I'll be doing 120 of the Navy Strength.
Awesome. So if people were to make this at home and only make one, what would the specs be?
Sorry
to make you do quick maths. It's like
So I've actually got my own specs wrong. So I'm going to be doing 180 of the gin.
Okay.
So it'll be 60
So 60 ml gin.
Yeah, 60 30 20.
60 30 20. Yeah. Amazing.
So 60 gin, 30 lime juice, and 20 of the syrup.
Yeah. What's the Instagram? It's Applewood Distillery, just to let you know. So you can go watch on Applewood Distillery, but you get a slightly different angle, and you also. Are you Instagramming this?
Yes.
I love it. So yeah, please feel free to have a like, have a follow, have a look at some of the other stuff that we're doing on there, because we just released a new gin, the Coral. What did you guys think?
So
did you guys like it?
Really,
you don't actually have. I'm just going to put this out there. You don't actually have to say that you like it, even though you're on this stream. You're just like, nah, wasn't that good.
He's like, you guys are suckers.
Yeah. No. Did you guys actually like it?
Yeah.
It was really good. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
I'm a sucker for strawberry gum though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because Alex and I didn't grow up in Australia. We're both New Zealand natives. Strawberry gum's a brand new thing for me. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah, but like
it's
I find that a lot of like native Australians like, more strawberry gum.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very on trend at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like what lemon myrtle was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like everyone went ape shit for lemon myrtle, like throwing it on cheese, throwing it on steaks, throwing it down people's throats, and it was just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
The wax seal is gorgeous. Yes, it freaking is. We're only doing that for the first 1,000 bottles. So if you do want a nice, pretty pink wax seal, you got to get in and buy some bottles.
Absolutely.
It's really gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And coral, it's just adorable. Like, it's beautiful. The
Yeah.
marketing, flawless.
Well, kudos to Noah. The team at O2V freaking love your marketing, bro.
Yep.
So there you go. That's huge. That's huge. Noah's a weapon. Noah's an absolute weapon.
Well, I mean,
He's
already.
well, yeah. He freaking nailed it.
Like, as a millennial woman, I'm very attracted to. Very attracted
Here we go. Here we go.
That's not what I meant. I meant branding. If something looks pretty, I'm gonna look at it.
Let's do the shake. Oh.
Honestly.
So Noah, I'll buy your ticket to Melbourne.
Get me up.
Yeah, there we go. Oh my goodness.
God.
But no, Kirsten brought up a fantastic point that strawberry gum is kind of the new lemon myrtle in many ways. It's kind of like that catchphrase ingredient that I think.
That color.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible. That looks like mango nectar.
So just when you're watching, I've never made this drink before, but I kind of just made it up before today.
Okay. Hells yeah.
A pink gin party late spring featuring coral. I'm into that.
That's what's up. Let's have a pink gin party. I'm so down for that. And everyone gets to wear pink. Everyone wears pink the whole way through. I've got some pink shirts I need to debut. You know, I did a lot of online shopping during this entire...
So this is what they look like on the inside. Ooh. It's kind of like a bright red orange passion fruit.
Oh, yum yums.
That's so weird. I love it.
Yum yums.
Here we go. Yums.
Yum yums.
I'm excited. I've only ever seen this on the Jungle Book.
Cool. I love it. I love it. Looks like it, and probably the splashes make each one singular too. One of the no, it's totally true. So we do wax every single bottle by hand. That includes our wine as well. So if you are a big fan of Unico Zello, which I certainly am, because it's freaking delicious. Oh.
Okay, no, but you're
it's
like a surprise in the bottom.
It's
I like
a
it.
surprise
I like
chewy boy.
Yeah, it's real cool. Chewy boy.
I love that.
Kerry's gonna love you. Kerry refers to everything as like, it's a little boy. Yeah, it's great. I love it so much. But yeah, so how did you come up with this cocktail? Like, what was the genesis of it?
I walked into South Melbourne markets and there's a giant box of prickly pears, and I haven't used them since living in the UK. And I was like, I can make a drink out of that.
Yeah, hell's yeah.
The original one, I made something similar to this. It was using like Oxley gin, which is massive in the UK.
Yeah.
But it didn't have enough like oomph to it. So it's like, okay, cool, got Applewood Navy.
It's got some oomph.
With that. It's got a bit
of oomph. Yeah.
Some oomph.
Yeah, so I just made a 2-to-1 syrup with it, which is just like 200 grams of sugar to 100 ml of water.
Yeah.
Just reduce that down a little bit. And I tried to make a garnish for this, but my oven got turned off while I was trying to dehydrate it, and it just ended up sticking to the pan.
Oh no!
That's
Hashtag bartender tragedy.
I know.
That's what's up, man. That sucks. I'm really sorry. Well, look, you're doing a bit of a MacGyver, and I dig it.
Well, yeah.
Let's make it rain. Let's see what we're cooking with.
Cheers, guys.
Here we go. Cheers to everyone at home again.
Cheers.
It's a Friday night. If you ain't drinking, it's still okay. That's totally fine.
You're allowed to do what you want.
You're allowed. Yeah, you're a free person.
Oh yeah, that slaps.
Huge.
Oh,
big mood.
It's a big mood, bro.
There's some big cocktail energy in this room. That is some big cocktail energy. I tell you what.
Starting off strong.
Oh, BCE right here. Oh, before Christ energy. That's real good.
Christ energy.
Yeah, far out. That's some serious. That's juice.
Yeah.
That's juice.
That's delicious.
Oh,
I rate that.
Oh, that's bigger than OJ. I tell you what, that's amazing. So this is, I mean, what would you compare this to? Like, in terms of like a drink and stuff? Yeah, yes, it's a gimlet in terms of its structure. Yeah. But it's also not.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably similar. Yeah, probably similar to. Yeah, gimlet, Southside, even like it's like Daisy style cocktails.
Absolutely.
So, we've been talking about daisies all week.
We had a massive argument with it, like our crew about like daisies, like what they used to be and like the progression through the years.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah.
Wait, what was this argument? Let's break it down.
So when the daisy was
It's a
first
juicy
made,
boy, by the way. It's a juicy boy.
Yeah, she's
So
there.
Thank you, Carrie.
essentially a daisy is like a sour without egg white.
Yes.
But if you go way back into like the 1800s, a daisy contains soda or seltzer.
Yep.
So it's more akin to like a gin fizz
Yep.
or like a Ricky or a Tom Collins. It's more something along those lines.
Yeah.
And then it got split, and now people don't really call them daisies, and they're like New Orleans sours, like depending on which book you're reading. But
Yeah.
that style of cocktail.
Yeah, for sure. And it definitely is like it does remind me of that kind of fruitiness yet lightness of something like a margarita.
Yeah.
Like that kind of big citrus punch, but then a bevy of sweetness on the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn good.
Yeah, and like this sitting
She
poolside in the middle of summer,
Oh.
Huge.
Oh.
massive.
Yes.
I'm shook. I love it. It's so
shook.
beautiful. Shut up. Stop laughing at me.
No, I love it. No, I no, it's like everyone I've been doing these streams with is a little bit more reserved, so I'm really enjoying being like, it's shook, it's a mood,
Really?
it's a thing. Yeah, a bit like no, just because I mean, it's a daunting thing, like being in front of people, like having people text in. It's a weird thing, but yeah. So do you often like so ingredients once again? What were the ingredients?
So it's 60 ml of the Navy strength. You've got sorry, I'm trying to
It's okay.
get out of my way. My camera. So we've got 20 ml of syrup that I made, and we've got 30 ml lime juice. Yes, I forgot to mention, there's actually 2 drops of saline.
Cool.
Just because it is a Mediterranean fruit, it does go really, really well with salty.
Yeah,
like, so
absolutely.
saline works really, really well.
What percentage of saline is it? Do you know?
It's 10%.
10% saline. Awesome.
Yeah.
There you go. So work it out by weight. That's always a good thing with saline solutions. You don't want to work it out by volume because that doesn't really. One's a solid.
Yeah.
But this isn't science class. This is drinking class.
Exactly.
Hashtag drinking class. That's what I want this to be.
I'm
so
here for it.
those are the beautiful ingredients, dude. That's a sensational bevy. That's awesome. So do you guys, both of you, do you guys often like go to markets and source inspiration from what's around you in terms of when you make drinks, or?
He does. He's a big,
I
mean,
do,
yeah.
So it's very chef-like in many ways. Like
Yes.
going to the market, being inspired by the things that are in season, what you see,
Yeah.
and then like trying to craft a drink that way, right?
Yeah, so the way I've always worked with making drinks, I would go to market or just find flavors that are like a little bit more unusual.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of competition. I've done stuff with like drinks like this, or with like green papaya, which normally is really hard to find.
Yeah.
Which like a place down Southbound Market. Again, same place I got these, just happens to have all this weird exotic fruit you can't find anywhere else.
So there's a place in Docklands that is exactly the same that I go to too. That like I go there and buy like fresh rambutan. And it's pretty weird. Yeah, it's pretty weird. It's fun. Yeah, I know. It's so fucking good. Oh, it just reminds me of Bali. It's amazing. Tom Kavanagh, hello. Good
Tom.
man. Welcome. You bad boy. We're going to be with Tom on Monday doing Blue Monday. That's right. We're doing all blue drinks.
Somebody
It's
says
gonna
that
be
they think
filthy.
it should be called the Sunny Boy.
The Sunny Boy. I dig
Sunny
that.
Boy?
Yeah,
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig
that's
that.
good. Yeah.
That's real good.
We love
I
a
dig
Sunny
it.
Boy.
Sunny boy.
We are going to, Kirsten has said, we're going to try to recreate this big cocktail energy with the Imbue Distillery First Fleet liqueur, which is a prickly pear liqueur.
Nice.
That's well worth a go.
Send me some.
Oh my
100%.
goodness.
Yes.
Bring us some.
Yeah, give it a shake. Tell us what you think. That is, holy balls,
us a
that's
hoot.
damn good. Well,
Pleasure.
I suppose it's time for me to make another highball.
Yes, please.
Yeah, alrighty. So,
what did we say that was? An icon. Iconic.
Iconic.
It was like,
Yeah, so I was like, that's right. No, because, pardon me. The drink that we were drinking at the very beginning, I had actually called, I think, Susaki something. We were talking about.
oh my god, the otter
Yeah,
was the ramen.
because it was named after a Japanese fishing village, and I encourage all of you, when you have time, to look this up. Susaki is a Japanese fishing village, and there is a mascot of the village that is actually a baby otter wearing ramen as a hat, and it will bring you so much joy. It's not funny. So do look it up. Susaki mascot baby otter ramen as a hat.
Big vibe.
Such
a
it's a vibe. Well, cheers again. I mean, cheers. Yeah, that's a banging drink. I wouldn't expect anything less from the champions at Odavi. Far root. So, this next drink of mine is again a highball. I'll make 3 of these. Far root. Far root.
Oh my gosh.
Are you? No, never mind.
What?
Never mind. No, I'm just going to pound it. It doesn't matter.
Ooh,
So, this particular drink is, again, a lacto fermentation. So this time, I lacto fermented some pomegranate, which is actually super, super easy. Big otter energy, 100% Sarah.
Huge.
And I'm not going to lie, that, what is it called? I can't remember the name of the otter. It has some big otter energy. Seriously. But this particular drink is lacto-fermented pomegranate liqueur. So we fortified it with just the applewood gin, and we've also got some marionette cassis in there for the fortification. So we need 70 ml in total of this liqueur per drink. And it's pretty darn delicious. If you guys want to get some glasses, I will impart this
Give us a hoon.
liqueur out to you.
As a treat.
So the thing about lacto fermentations is they do tend to edge on the salty side of things, so you do have to add a little bit of sugar to them. But it's pretty darn good, this particular one, I think. I think it does all right. And I think the cassis kind of levels out most of the saltiness as well. So we've got 70 ml of the lacto fermented pomegranate liqueur. Then per cocktail, we've got 10 ml each of some Okar Amaro.
That's big.
Can I buy that somewhere? Are you talking about in which particular cocktail or ingredient are you talking about? I suppose is my question to Schnitz Nose. I can't read from that far away. I don't have my glasses. Yeah, I really do.
Jinx.
So you need 10 ml per cocktail of some Okar Amaro as well. Because A, it's freaking delicious, but B, because it actually gives you a really lovely herbal and textural element as well. It's a little bit thicker and more viscous, which is actually quite nice for mouthfeel. And then we need to essentially top this with a 50-50 split of soda and tonic water, which I've prepared in my...
Some Sonic.
Yep, some Sonic. That's the way. There it is. Hopefully I have enough in here. Far out. That'd really suck if I don't have enough. Here we go.
Shotgun the first one.
Yeah, here we go. I'll just fill them up. So it's thereabouts like 70 ml worth of Sonic. Oh, come on, baby. Well, I'll have this one.
Oh, he says the hat. He wants to buy the hat somewhere.
Oh, this hat. Unfortunately, we are sold out. I'm really, really sorry. Yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm sorry about that, but we do have some wonderful t-shirts. If you want to go online, they have a kangaroo on the back of them. They're pretty freaking sweet. Yeah, cool. That'll do. I'll just shortchange myself, which I don't really mind because I've had the cocktail. Oh, Stuart, I'm so sorry. It's really funny though, that Susaki freaking otter mascot.
So adorable.
It's so adorable. It's really quite beautiful.
Oh.
There we are. Sweet.
Beautiful colour.
We love a deep pink. Honestly, I'm gonna slap you.
We do. We all here love a deep pink color in cocktails.
I can't.
It's really important.
I can't say anything around these.
No, because I think color is a really important element of cocktails that we so often overlook. Yes. But yeah, there is some nice pink color to this drink, and then we're garnishing with some aniseed myrtle as well. And I'll just do a sprig of it. And I'd recommend that you try this by also eating the leaf while you are drinking the drink, because then you get this wonderful sweet aniseed flavor. If you're not a fan of aniseed, you might actually be a fan of aniseed myrtle. It's quite a sweet type of leaf. But these are for you guys. There you are.
Thank you very much.
There you are. Give it a go, and then I'll do this for myself and see if is it all good.
The aroma is amazing.
Do you bite it?
Yeah. Bite it. Eat the whole leaf.
Eat the leaf.
Eat the leaf.
Really?
Eat the whole leaf. I'm not messing around. Eat the whole leaf.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's really cool. How's the ABV on this cocktail? I don't actually know because I don't have a density meter at home because they're like $400. So unfortunately, I'm not that effluent really.
I love that it blurs out cock.
It does, yes. It does
it's
blur
like
out
star,
cock.
star, tail.
Yeah, yes. It does blur out cock. Which is really problematic for Sarah Wilcox at home, who's one of our frequenters. She comes up as Sarah.
Oh yeah, that's up. That's so good.
This is delicious.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, what a vibe.
So here's some good juice. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy
Cheers to
Friday.
everyone at home. Again, yeah, so lacto-fermented pomegranate is actually really weird. When it starts to lacto-ferment, it doesn't actually smell sweet anymore. It starts to smell like if pomegranate was a bread. It's really, really strange. And it's funky. It takes some getting used to.
Yeah, when you do the lacto-ferment, you do like the entire fruit, including the outside, or just the bits
Yeah,
in the middle?
entire fruit for this one. So I chopped it up finely.
That'll be it, because like
That'd be the pith. Give me the
Yeah.
pomegranate's so pithy.
Yeah, it's super pithy, but then I actually took out all the seeds and blitzed them and then added them back into the mixture and strained them through.
Cool.
So there is a bit of that juiciness that still comes through from the pomegranate.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like
you
the
get a bit of
texture that it leaves on your mouth, like you know when you chew pomegranate seeds and you spit out all the bits,
Yeah.
like it's that tannic kind of feeling. Like that's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
It's actually cool. Like I thought about the
Yeah.
mouthfeel.
We
It's a
love
thing.
mouthfeel.
We thought about mouthfeel when we did this.
Look at us go.
I don't mind the suggestion of my name being debaucherous. Have I
Oh.
dissed
Good
out?
name.
Right. Yeah, no, that's very true. Yes.
Of it is probably to make it.
So there we go. But using 70 ml of it is probably to make it a standard drink. Over 30 ml spirit serving. Yeah. So essentially, with the liqueur itself, you have 50%. So I did a 500 ml bottle. So you take 250 ml. Around 200 mils of your lacto ferment, like the juice from it. You take 200 ml of spirit. You combine them together, and then 100 ml of 2-to-1 sugar syrup. So that's how I did the liqueur. So essentially it's 50-50 and then a 50% mixture per content essentially of your sugar. And that's how I made the liqueur itself. It's super easy. You can do it at home. You don't need yeast. You submerge shit in salt and salt water. That's it. That's all you need to do. It's super simple. Anyone can do it. And you can't get botulism from it because the actual bacteria doesn't survive in saline. So there you go. Don't need to worry about that shit. Which is actually really fucking good. Now,
it's your turn.
It's
your
my
turn.
turn.
It's your turn to make some drinks. So
Okay.
I'm
gonna put this down.
Yeah. Put it down over there. Oh my god. Well, we're gonna have a lovely night here at Odeby.
Oh my god, he's so rude. All right.
Having a shot of Gorge Guvos. Yeah, Stuart, awesome. The Gorge is fantastic. It's actually it's super salty. It's quite briny.
What is Gorge give us?
So it's the Great Ocean Road gin.
Okay.
And it's their essentially their standard bottling of gin.
Okay.
And it's excellent. It's really, really good.
Nice.
So yeah, Stuart, tell us what you think when you have it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, please tell us what you're drinking and tell us what you're tasting. So hold on. What's going on here? You can't just make the drink and not say anything while I'm talking about other things.
I'm
Belle
a
does her
dispense
own
bartender. I
thing.
can do what I want.
Okay, fam.
Oh,
I
me.
see you.
She's
Oh,
not
girl.
allowed to talk when she's behind there because if she doesn't talk, it means she's not doing a job.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I see. So, but now I do actually want you to speak.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
what are you making?
So I'm
for us now?
the only one of us that isn't making my own cocktail.
Okay.
This is a classic that I love.
Mhm.
And like a funny kind of background I have of it is that I learned this, like I learned of this cocktail before I even started working here.
Yeah, cool.
Like, but from here. So I came in one night, I was
right.
working up the road at Chin Chin for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Came in one night with some friends and I said to the guy who was serving us, I was like, I really like Negronis. And he was like...
Did you say it like that?
Exactly
as well?
like that. I was like
Amazing.
22, so...
I'm there. It's a
like,
visceral sound.
I was 22,
Yeah.
I was wearing a giant, like, double extra large Death Row t-shirt. Like, it's exactly what I sounded like.
That's she just banned it
yeah.
out. She'll just death row.
Yeah.
Death row on cocktails.
Amazing.
And he was like, have you ever had a 6-cylinder? And I was like, remind me what it was. I've never heard of it before, but I was trying to be cool. So this is equal parts, 6 ingredients: gin, sweet vermouth, dry vermouth, cherry herring, port and Campari.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. And it's like I love Campari more than anything in my life.
Yeah.
But I'm also like a huge sucker for like anything fake cherry flavored.
Oh,
and when he rattled that off to me, it was just one of those things that stuck in my mind. I went to work the next day at GoGo being like, I learned this new drink from Eau de Vie.
Yeah, it's like,
and
I knew the
like,
bartenders at Eau de Vie.
Exactly.
Like, it's so amazing.
And then another thing that happened was I made this drink on my trial here.
Yeah.
And it was Mike, who was a really close friend of mine at the time. A little bit of nepotism.
Yeah.
So Mike was the bar manager, and Johnny, who's still the venue manager here, and they were sitting right here while I was making it, staring at me, and I was so terrified, like shaking like a little idiot, and like everything was tunnel vision. I tasted the drink, didn't remember what it tasted like at all.
Is it good? I don't know.
I don't know, but have it. Then like they were both doing poker faces.
Yeah.
And then they did it and they sipped it and they were like, yeah, it's really good. And it's just stuck with me ever since. Like I love this drink.
Yeah, hells yeah. Are you grabbing glassware?
Yeah, I can't remember what I did with my Nick and Nora's.
Oh, you Nick and Nora's. Oh
yeah.
Did you put them in the fridge?
I only got 2. I can't count. I need 3.
That's all right.
I need 3.
Just make 2.
Get a coupe. I've made 3. Sorry.
We'll use a coupe. It's all good.
I'll
just head over here.
Get out of the way.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I've been away from the screen, so I haven't seen what. No ice, anything. Just salty. Yeah, you thought it was very salty at first, but the saltiness is slowly building the more that I sip. Yeah. It's a very a saline heavy gin. The Great Ocean Road. It's really really good for martini. Oh my god! If you like dirty martini, just don't even worry about the olive brine. Like, it's awesome. Absolutely fantastic. It's a great thing to use. Love the Valley Girl accent. Yes. Sipping a virgin old fashioned.
A virgin old fashioned.
Excuse me?
Wait. They're gonna be using seedlip spice.
Seedlip spice?
Seedlip spice.
The liar? Okay, yeah, Matt, what's going on with your virgin old fashioned? Because I don't know. Liar's American malt. Nice. Hey, dude, you're taking a night off. Congratulations. I don't have that luxury. I'm fat.
Somebody say night off.
I'm fat at the moment, which is terrible. How is the Liar's malt? Is it really really good? Are you enjoying it? Let us know. I'm a huge fan of Liars. I absolutely love them. Huge shout out to Jeremy Shipley, you champion. I hope you're doing well during this whole crisis thing. But yeah. Anyway. So you're stirring down.
I'm stirring it.
Amazing. So when you say equal parts, like what measurement are you doing per cocktail?
So if I was to make this for one person, I would probably normally do 15 mils.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
But because there's 3 of us and I have to fit it in here without looking like a dickhead, it's 10 mils.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay.
I mean.
But if you were making it at home, it'd be.
It would be 15 mils per.
Amazing.
Thingo.
So good. I love it.
This is my favorite drink in the world. Please remake it. Google it. Have a fun time.
Yeah, 6-cylinder.
6-cylinder. You could probably replace the Campari. Oh, it's really low. This is going to be strong.
No, that's okay. That's all good.
Replace the Campari with Ochre, and I guarantee it'll slap.
Ochre-fire. Let's make it happen.
Have a hoon.
Ochre-fire your drinks. That's what it's all about. We are heading into Negroni week. In the first week of the next month. I do believe Campari is pulled out, but we're still in it. We're doing homegrownies. Homegrownies. So if you are in the vein, thank you very much. If you are in the vein to have a Negroni at home, just hashtag homegrowny, and that's the way to go. Guys, cheers. Cheers again. Far out. Ooh. Honestly, Henry, in love with it. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, rate it.
Okay,
and now that you see that it's actually going into Negroni week, like the actual proper backstory for this drink is like back in Milk and Honey days when they first started getting.
It was like it's 1928 when this drink was invented.
This one.
Yeah.
I can't probably think of another drink then.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, but essentially, okay.
I googled it.
There was a drink very similar to this that a lot of people, including myself, actually link the history to the drink. Out. It was like 2 bartenders and just said, we've got too many Negronis on the list, so let's get a Negroni and Manhattan just push them together.
Amazing. It's
Maybe
very,
I'm thinking
very
of something
good.
else.
Possibly.
Either way, that's a good drink fact.
That's a very good drink.
We'll have a Google off later on.
We could ask Siri later.
We can.
We'll
Yes,
ask Siri later.
That looks like a drink you can sink into. Yes, it definitely
Straight
is.
up.
Straight up,
Come
you
to
absolutely
ODB,
can.
ask Belle to make you one,
Ask
and it'll be
Belle to
made
make
with
you one.
love because it's my favorite drink.
It's got some serious. It's got some love in it. I
It's
can.
a-
We're tasting
There's
the
some
love.
Siri in it.
It's really, really good, dude. That's awesome. That's a damn good drink.
It's a big vibe.
Damn good drink. Now, do you have one more cocktail to make, or am I hallucinating?
We
I
prepared
do,
two.
Yes. So we've got 2 each.
We
Oh
prepared
my
two,
goodness.
but we
Okay.
don't have to.
Well, look, we can. I think we've got time for one more cocktail, and then we've got 2 games to play.
Okay.
So,
Should we do rock, paper, scissors for who makes you drink?
I
Yes!
love it. Let's make it happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Fight for it.
Okay. Are we doing best of 3 or first one?
Best of 3.
Best of three.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Haha.
Okay, that's you.
Yep.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. That's you.
That's
won.
you. You win.
Okay.
Fuck.
Amazing. It's all good.
Man,
It's all
like,
about
this is
strategy, guys. It's all about
good.
strategy.
These things happen.
Come and get the
Time
Plymouth
for Oakland
Martini
to take
off
over
me.
Negroni Week then. From a consumer standpoint, it was never well organized. Well, look, I mean, I'm trying to organize as many venues as want to be involved. If you are, dear me, if you are a
Flair.
There goes the maraschino, guys.
if you are a fan of Negroni Week and you want to get involved, please DM me on Facebook.
Slide in
We
those
will
DMs.
make sure to make a homegrowny week for you guys happen. I think it's a really good idea to have a homegrowny week and celebrate, even though we might be staying at home, still enjoying probably one of, I think, the world's most popular cocktails.
Oh my god, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Now-
So give me a few minutes.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yes.
Yep, alrighty. Yep.
No
Now, I
stress.
do have some questions for both of you.
Yes.
And
Beautiful.
these are some hot fire questions.
God, I
while
love
we're
talking about
about
myself.
Fire
Keep
away.
going.
So, Jesus. First of all, favorite cocktails. What is your favorite cocktail? And like, if you're like, oh, I can't narrow it down, you're fine. Like, no, you're not actually fine. The point of the story is like, what is your favorite drink? Like, when you think like, oh, I'm really in the mood for something like this. Is there a drink that springs to mind for you?
Does a highball count?
Yeah, highball counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like super simple. Like
Yeah.
if I'm at home, I
Whiskey
don't want
highballs,
anything
yeah.
that's like insanely
Like
like,
intricate or
yeah,
complex.
like anything intricate. Like
Yeah.
I don't really want for making it at home,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be that guy. Even though I work in that kind of bar, I don't want to be the guy that goes to a bar and goes, yeah. So I want this like super extravagant thing that you've
Yeah.
probably never heard of. I just want, yeah, give me a beer and a shot, a highball, a bourbon,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Coke, mate. I'm from Hawke's Bay.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like that's where you're at.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
for
want
real.
something
Yeah.
simple. I want something that's tasty.
Yeah.
But if I really, really want like a really good cocktail, it's gonna be like a Toronto, a Brooklyn,
Yeah,
a
okay.
Boulevardia, Negroni, something along
Yeah.
those lines.
So
Bitter
something like
and
booze
boozy.
heavy, booze heavy, intricate, but also simple in its structure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Amazing. Belle, what about you?
Honestly, and
No,
the most...
answer me dishonestly, please.
Just gotta say
I'm gonna hit you.
I'm sorry.
This entire year, I've been vibing appletini real hard. I love
Yeah, rate it.
appletini so much.
Why?
I don't know.
No, you do know. Like, what
They're
is
so,
it about
like,
them that
it's-
you're like, oh, you know what? This is what makes it a great drink.
It's like it's cute. Just the way that it's presented is really cute. You can
Yeah.
feel like a bad bitch while you drink it because it's like, oh my god, I'm straight out of Sex in the City.
Yeah.
But it
Or
tastes
Scrubs.
like
Yeah.
I
If you
mean
want to be JD, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
sour apple,
Yeah.
apple juice,
Yeah.
and vodka. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And like my favorite cocktail, one of my favorite cocktails on our list is like the most obnoxious reincarnation of an appletini. But when people look at it, it's like has it got Geneva? It's
So
tequila.
it's Snoopy infused Geneva,
Yeah, that's
like
right.
a bunch of it,
Thank
and like
Yeah.
it's a
It's
really
like
good
people
drink.
look at it and they're like, "What's this one like?" And I'm like, "It's based off an appletini," and they're like, "Oh, cool! Like that's
Yeah.
something I can approach."
Yeah, 100%.
And like when you've been bartending for a minute and you kind of go through that phase of being like, "Oh, I really want to love complex cocktails," and then you do, but then like you can't just drink them over and over. Like
Yeah.
whenever I go out, it's either something that's like Cosmo, Appletini, or Espresso Martini, or just like a glass of beer.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Now, going on the point that you just kind of touched on.
Yeah.
Where do you guys see the industry going in the next 12 months? Apart from being somewhat stalled, do you think that like modern bartending is moving towards maybe more fun? Or do you think it's about like really honing in on a specific ingredient? Like what do you think it is?
Personally, eau de vie, before I started working here, I was terrified of the bartenders here. Like, they would come into Chin Chin, like, I worked downstairs in Go-Go, and they would come into Go-Go and they looked so good, and they were all really hot, and they all knew the shit, and I was terrified of them.
Yeah.
And then I started working here, and it's the same, but it's like...
She became one of them.
I became one of them, and people are still, like, as eau de vie, people still have that, oh, they work at eau de vie, they're wankers.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna go over here.
We'll swap that.
Yeah.
Wankers, for lack of a better word.
Oh, totally.
And I mean, to a point, like ironically, you know, like the last time I went into a bar and asked someone to make me something that was like kind of dicky, I went into the Black Pearl and I asked for a 6-cylinder. And I asked it from my friend, and he was like, "You're an asshole." Like it was fun. But like, if I go somewhere and they know that I'm Cosmo and they say, "Where are you from?" "Oh, I work at eau de vie." It's like I always kind of get that nose turn up, which is like weird now at this point because I'm such a dickhead. We're all such idiots. It's great.
The thing that I really want to see more and more of is an emphasis on flavor. Flavor before booze. Like I wanna start seeing bartenders being real flavor chasers.
Absolutely.
And that's partly because I want to be selfish in that capacity, like about what I want to see. But also, like, I want to see people really putting flavor first. If the drink tastes good, I actually don't care what I'm drinking. In fact, I would love to be surprised by what's in my glass. I think that's something that I'm very, very passionate about personally.
No, I completely understand.
Now, what's going on here? Because you haven't even answered my question. First of all.
Oh, okay. No, I totally wasn't.
But it's all good. What is going on here?
Okay, so this is one of our list drinks called a Rose Daimyo.
Yeah.
This is one of my drinks.
This is Alex's cocktail.
So awesome. I really didn't have a classic base when I came up with this, but it's more akin to like a gin Ricky or a Tom Collins. Like it's it's a fizz.
So what inspired you to make this drink? Was there a particular flavor? Like how did you achieve the genesis of this?
So on our cocktail list, we've got a list that a bartender has to kind of put their name to a drink. Whereas the rest of the list just fits under a specific section of theatre. And this one, they're like, cool, you have to put your name to a drink. And I was like, okay, I haven't really thought of anything, but like, I want to do something that I don't normally create. And I don't normally create very fresh, bright drinks.
Right.
So I wanted something, and I'm not a fan of using soda or lengtheners in drinks because I want to taste the drink as it should be with the amount of booze and everything. I'm a very boozy kind of person. So I wanted something that had soda, that had gin, bright, fresh flavors. And I was like, okay. And at the time, I was massively into like Total War. I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna make something. I was playing a faction of the Japanese, the Shoguns. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna use Japanese flavors. Like, why not?
Yeah, cool.
So I was like, okay, cool. So
they can be born out of these innocuous, silly moments of our lives. Because really,
they're like, cool.
Sorry, if I'm to be Massimo Bottura for a second, it's like that's actually a reflection of who you are in a weird way. Like it's really, really cool. Like it's just like, oh yeah, and I was playing this game, and like, so this is what I thought of.
Yeah. Well, the drink, so it's a base of Westwind's, it was Westwind Sabre, and now it's Beefeater 24 with a yuzu and lemon juice. And there is, what was the...
Hibiscus.
Yes, so a rose and hibiscus cordial. And then it's just lengthened with soda and petit cordon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then
I've
got in one of the fridges, I've got a container.
Yep.
Oh, the fridges or the freezer?
It's in one of the fridges, I think.
Amazing. So, just before, Sarah on Instagram said maybe we should do a cocktail makeover episode where we take some of the biggest offenders of cocktails and do a makeover.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool episode idea. Sarah, snaps for you.
Yes,
fucking
Sarah.
snaps.
I'm
Holy
that.
balls.
That's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, 100%. I'm down for that. Well, let's call it no, not in a week, because next week's already finalized. I'm sorry about that. But the week after that, it's going to be a cocktail makeover episode. Oh no, we're doing Mahalo tonight. We are doing Mahalo. After this, well, let's finish this off really quickly. I'm sorry to like push you along, just because we only have 15 minutes, and we're going to play two games. We got two drinking games. Wow, you have sugar glass.
So it's ice amongst shards.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
With rose water, so to make the shard, it's just like iso malt, rose water, and rose petals.
Yeah.
Just
beautiful.
throw it and then.
They're so cute.
Get out of here! Well done. That's a gorgeous
What a
drink.
guy.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you,
Okay.
Smithers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Gorgeous. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you again.
Woo!
Cheers.
Cheers to your home.
Cheers to everyone at home. Oh, che cazzo fai? That is extraordinary.
Gorgeous.
That's a very, very good drink. It's kind of like a combination of like like if you were to add hibiscus to a French 75, it's really like what I envision in many ways. But it's far more complex than that. It's got more floral and also some more mineral characteristics that I'm kind of not accustomed to. It's very, very good.
Weird way.
Yeah.
Wowza. Well, it wouldn't be. Oh man. Everyone, you need to buckle in.
Could you mix gin with whiskey?
You could.
I mean, if you really wanted to, like.
Yeah, if you want to get super bougie, do like a triple old fashioned or a triple Negroni. Just mix either rum, cognac, and gin, or whiskey, rum, and gin.
Yeah.
Just so like it's like 15, and it's an old fashioned.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's actually quite good. Now, we are going to play one of my favorite games in the world. It is What's That Bitter Taste in My Mouth? You guys on Instagram don't get to see the wonderful infographic that goes across, but do you guys want to watch this? It does this. Oh!
What's that?
What's up? So,
My heart.
here we go. We have a mystery Amaro. There you are, guys. Mystery Amaro. Here we are. So we like to taste Amaros here like we are tasting wine. So the first question we ask ourselves is, what does it smell like? Like, what notes do you get on the nose? I don't want you to say, I know what it is. If you do know what it is, amazing.
It's pretty reserved.
Shut up. He just told you to shut up.
No, I didn't know. I didn't tell you to shut up. No, it's pretty reserved. Yeah. So what do we think of this? Like, the first question we always ask is it old world? Sorry, I've just got to pop over here.
No, you're good.
Is it old world or new world? Is essentially the first question. So is it from Europe, or is it from Scotland, or is it from anywhere outside of continental Europe?
Did you just give it away with saying Scotland?
No.
It's not Esquebec.
It's not Esquebec. It is not Sweet Dram. It's not Sweet Dram. It's not their whiskey Amaro. Although that will be a huge giveaway because it.
Can I sip it?
Yeah, please taste it.
It's really sweet.
So what do you think of it?
It's good.
That's like
straight
bacon.
away.
Yeah.
It is. It has this like
very
umami, this umami
super
characteristic.
umami.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Like this particular one this evening is quite a dark little Amaro.
I know that I've never tasted this before.
Well, that's always good. See, because this whole thing, like this whole segment is about, first of all, having maximum fun, but also about demystifying the world of Amaro.
Yeah.
Because Amaro is fucking awesome. Like, if you're not around Amaro, I don't know what you're doing. It's like not being around spaghetti. Like, there's a million different versions of spaghetti, right? Just like Amaro. Like, there's a huge world out there in terms of Amaro, in terms of what flavors you can create from just a few botanicals that surround you. And Amaro definitely, just like wine, has a real sense of terroir and a real sense of place. Yeah. Which is, I think, super important because it differentiates you from the guy next door. So we've got a bit of bacon. It's definitely bacony. It's vegetal. I'm not saying the H word.
It's really light.
Not saying it.
Oh, H word is too predictable. Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that.
Like, there's no, like, residue on your mouth.
Yeah, it's very, very dry.
It's super clean.
That's
the word.
There's quite a lot of, like, almost like just the sweetness of pickled onions.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I get. Not the acid. Like there's no like acid at all.
I'm gonna hazard a guess. Probably like New World from the States.
It's probably New World from the States. What do you think?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
I don't think it's Old World.
It's like Old World or New
It's
World.
definitely, it's not Old World.
It's not Old World.
It's not.
It's
not strong enough to be Old World.
Exactly.
It's just like
but
a
then
punch in the face.
that's where they fuck us up. Because it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes and you can say no, and neither of us are gonna be right. I'm saying yes.
So you're saying Old World?
Yeah.
And you're saying New World?
Okay, now I've got a question. Is this the new recipe vodka?
No, it's not the new recipe vodka. No, it's not. No,
Imagine.
we're not rethinking this recipe.
Okay, cool.
We're all good. So, Old World, New World, yeah?
Yeah.
It is Old World.
Wow, I'm just gonna go shoot myself.
It's Old World. Now.
See you later, Bo.
Now here we go. No. This is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
So, Kirsten's like, but it's Friday. We need to do shots. Like, shoot him.
Sis, yes.
100%. I mean, that's very.
Just
We'll
give me a minute.
We'll shoot him at the end.
We're
Kirsten,
very
don't you worry.
competitive. We need to win.
We'll make it happen. So, do you think it is from Denmark? Do you think it's from Italy? Or do you think it's from France?
Ooh.
Here's a question.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Yeah.
I want to say Denmark because I've never tasted anything from Denmark.
Yeah.
But I want to say Italy because I know that there's those like random Italians out in the mountains who are like, we don't care. We're gonna do something really
also
light.
produce like a really light spirit of Amaro.
They do, yeah. But the French, so I don't want to give too much away. The French are usually, from what I have tasted of French Amaro, they tend to be A, few and far between, but also B, a little bit more sweet and syrupy than this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you've got some piquant. You've got some piquant on there, just there.
It's so it's
very
sticky.
syrupy. It's sticky.
Yeah, very
it's
viscous.
the sticky parts of the orange.
Viscous.
Whereas this I would say doesn't really have a lot of orange to it.
No.
So it's not. I think.
But then
it's
with
not
Italians, exactly, like Italians love using fucking eucalyptus in theirs. Eucalyptus and gentian is in every single one.
Well, also, but what about Braulio?
Yeah, true.
So I mean, you know,
I'm
so
so
Braulio is Alpine.
We use a lot of Braulio on the cocktails.
Yeah,
we love that bit. It's right behind you.
Yeah, exactly. Braulio is fantastic.
What
It's a great, and also
wait, give me a hurt on that.
curing fish in Braulio is fantastic as well because you get these Alpine characteristics.
I just opened it.
You did. You punched a Braulio bottle on camera as well.
Greg.
So you can't say that you didn't.
Hi, Greg.
Hey!
I didn't do it. It was already open.
So
This
what do we
smells like
think?
raisins.
Well, what do we? Where do we think this is from?
Balsamic vinegar and raisins. I'm just.
You're gonna say
wait,
Denmark.
Did you say Denmark?
I'm probably gonna be wrong again.
That's okay. No,
I refuse to be right.
This isn't about being right. This is about demystifying this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm having a lot of fun.
You're gonna say Denmark. Awesome.
I wouldn't put it past this to be based on your neighbor.
Okay, yeah, cool. I see where you're coming from. Like, it does have that like malty spiciness,
right?
which
Even though your
is
neighbor's
pretty
not from
intense.
Denmark, but same
vibe.
No, but same area, like the
yeah,
like Scandinavia and that just the northern peninsula of the mainland. Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna say France, but I'm gonna regret not saying Italy.
Okay. You are going to regret not saying Italy because it is Italian.
I knew it!
It's okay.
I just want it to be cold.
That's probably a good reason why we're not an Amaro bar.
Yeah, exactly. But that's okay.
I love Amaro. That's
like,
my thing.
God. Like if you guys were standing here going like, yeah, it's Italian, I'd be like, oh, well, I'd be out of a job. Like, this would be boring as shit. Yeah. But as I said, this is about demystifying this. It's about exposing everyone to a whole swathe of Amaros, which are really interesting in their own right, in their own regard. So, do we think this is from the north?
South.
From the south.
Oh, you're saying south?
I
said south first. You have to say north.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Well, it's kind of from the middle, technically.
Oh, that's
shit. Okay. Here we go. Do you think the main ingredient is oranges? Do you think the main ingredient is like an alpine herb, or do you think the main ingredient is rhubarb?
Ooh.
Oh, this is
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is now? Do you know what it is now? Do you want me to get the bottle?
I'm out of the game.
Yeah, I'll get the bottle. Okay, here we go. It's from Italy. It's made from rhubarb.
Oh, piss.
It is
Zucca
rhubarbaro. There it is.
I'm so mad.
That's the one. Yeah, but don't be mad. Like, it's a very particular Amaro. And it has this beautiful vegetal sweetness.
Rabbarabaro.
Rubabaro, rababaro. Like,
That makes him a Stefano so bad.
Yeah.
There's so I wasn't thinking Zucker on Solid Silver Label. There's another one that you can get. I can't
It
remember
says
the name of it,
Chinese.
but you can only get it in 1 litre bottles. Try to remember the name of it. It's massive in the UK. I'm gonna have to Google this.
But it's quite gorgeous. Like it has a huge amount of umami going on as well.
Yeah, it's
so
weird.
quite bacony.
It's super
it's
weird.
quite meaty. So you could definitely use this in like a cocktail if you wanted a bit of umami, which is quite a lot of fun. But we've got 5 minutes, and you know what time it is when we have 5 minutes left. It is time for our favorite game of all time. Oh dear me!
I'm so excited.
You're gonna regret this.
You have to take your top off first.
You've got to take your apron off because it's time for Australia's funniest home cocktails. That is what we are doing right now. I'm going to put this somewhere safe. Bella, is it possible for you to grab the cognac and the curacao from just over there for me?
Yes,
I really appreciate that.
Are we just making
it
a
is
really
time.
shit sidecar?
We are not making a shitty sidecar. That is not the right. That's not the right thing. We're gonna go. Sorry, just give me 2 seconds. I totally fucked it up online.
Oh, what a guy!
I did. I fucked it up real hard. And we are going straight to how to make a champagne cooler.
Mahalo.com.
Mahalo.com.
A champagne cooler.
A champagne. Have you guys ever heard of a champagne
haven't.
cooler? Has anyone at home?
Is it a champagne cocktail but with Bacardi branding?
I don't know. Has anyone at home ever heard of a champagne cooler? Because I fucking haven't.
We could ask
Do they come in a
Siri.
goon set?
Sorry?
Do they come in a goon?
They don't come in goon. Sadly,
Then I don't know.
it's really it's not. Not quite right. Rhubarb champagne is super easy to make too. Well, there you go. So we are going to make this drink this evening. Now, I need to talk you through some basic rules. First of all, we do need some glassware. We're going to need a wine glass.
Okay.
Dark red or white?
Let's go red for this. The second rule is you pour with Janae. So you don't get to pour your own things. You pour with her, and you pull up with her.
Oh, like is it I'm in the front and you're
Belle has to do this drink.
This
Here
is all you, Belle.
we
Is
go.
it because I'm really good at free pouring?
Now,
Yeah, we'll go with that.
we get to play and pause and listen to her instructions.
Wait, what am I doing?
So
Pouring those in the glass.
I'm going to open these for you because you're going to
I'm
need
just pouring them in. That's it.
You're building this.
Okay.
You're building this. So you've got a little bit of cognac and you do have some curacao. Now you do get to comment as we go. So we're going to start here, and this is the playback that's happening right now. So let's.
Hi, I'm Janae from Mahalo.com.
This bitch!
And I'm going to
Wait, shut the fuck up! Fuck this bitch!
Oh yeah, it is. Fantastic. All right, here we go.
you how to make a champagne cooler.
Oh, fantastic.
The champagne cooler is a very delicious drink.
Is it?
It's made with triple sec,
We've got some.
cognac of your choice,
Amazing.
and of course, champagne, as it said in the name. For those of you who don't know, champagne, of course, is made from a type of wine.
Every time. Champagne is made from a type of wine. She's absolutely right.
She's
It is
not fucking wrong.
Well, she's not wrong. Like, at the end of the day,
There's at least 7 blades of grass in the world.
This is very true, and a broken clock is right twice a day. So here we go.
Cognac is a distilled wine, so it's
Okay.
actually distilled from grapes. It's just aged longer, and it becomes like sweet, which is why it's a perfect complement.
Yep.
So what you're going to need is a wine glass,
Okay, here we go.
where you will put about 3/4 of an ounce of the cognac.
Okay, are you ready?
3/4
So,
of an ounce.
what I need you to do is I need you to look at this screen.
Okay.
And I need you to pour with her. 'Cause
I'm
she's
so
about to
excited.
pour. She's about to pour. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna
She's a
rewind
fucking
it
bad
slightly.
bitch. Look at
She
her bangs.
is a bad bitch. She's got some serious bangs. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I need you to pour with her.
Okay.
An ounce of the cognac into the bottom of the wine glass.
Okay, so she...
Then you're going to put a 1/2 ounce of triple sec.
Excuse me, bitch! Hello? 3/4 of an ounce. I mean...
She's like, you just need to pour 3/4 of an ounce into the wine glass.
I mean, like, yeah, if
Oh my goodness.
I'm really horny for her all of a sudden.
Oh, Belle has
some
Belle
feelings.
has some feelings.
Belle
Best-
has lots of feelings.
I have so many feelings.
I love that Andrew said best reaction so far was this bitch. Stunning. Stunning. A type of wine. That's very true. Here we go. So she's gonna pour half. She's gonna pour half an ounce of triple second.
Okay.
So get ready.
Go.
Can you see?
I'm excited.
Here we go. And pick up the glass again.
Oh wait.
Oh well, that. Yep. There you go. Yeah, nice.
And you're gonna fill the rest of the way with champagne.
Fill the rest of the way with champagne. So she picks up the base of the glass.
Oh wait.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Slam dunk.
That's what she does. I'll move that out of your way. You ready? And go.
Now you could choose to put ice in this drink if you'd like to make it a little bit more chilled and drink it with a straw. Or you can drink it just as is if you like it with a little bit more of that warm type of sensation that a cognac brings
type of
down
sensation
warm
that a cognac.
But this drink is really delicious either way. So there you go. That's how one makes a champagne
And that
cooler.
is how you make a champagne cooler.
Me. Oh dear me. Oh Jesus Christ.
Bro, this slaps. I'm not gonna lie, this is fucking fire.
Okay, alright. Well, what I need you guys to do is grab a straw, taste this drink.
Oh, I put my mouth on it, I'm sorry.
It's all good. Just grab a straw. Just grab a straw. Grab a straw from there. Taste this drink, and if you are able to, please tell me what you guys think of this particular cocktail.
I've got an immediate headache, but like it's delicious.
Okay, I want to get. Have you got the nose? Like, do you know what it smells like?
Have a hoon.
Oh my goodness! I wasn't too serious when I said I was drinking a bucket of wine before, but that is a bucket. You're absolutely right, Sarah. This is a fucking bucket.
We love a bucket.
Terrifying.
I don't even know what to say about that.
I mean, it's not bad.
It's a very bad Sunday morning in a glass.
Oh.
But a bad Sunday morning is coming to at 9 a.m. with someone in front of you. With other fun things.
Oh, Jesus.
Exactly, and they're like, oh, I've got it in the microwave.
So, like, really, it's like toasted and slightly moldy oranges is what
Yeah,
I would say the nose is.
It's oranges that you kind of forgot about, and the bottom of your fruit bowl covered by other fruit.
Oh, fuck. I love this bitch. She's my queen. I'm only watching her episodes for anything from now on. Come to O2V and have this.
Nah, I'm not drinking that. That's
going to be
awful.
on every menu for the next 10 years.
I'm just going to call this the bad bitch number one.
That is the bad bitch number one.
Bad bitch number one. Bad bitch number two is this, but with absinthe rinse.
That's like if you distilled Cardi B.
Oh, yeah.
That's some serious horse shit. That's...
Ooh!
That's... we're going to try to save it with absinthe.
Absinthe makes everything better.
Yeah, death in the afternoon. Death in the whole day. Yeah.
Death every day.
Oh,
death
this
every
is a
day.
vibe.
Oh my god, that was seriously horrific. Well, guys, that is all we have time for. Guys, thank you, Alex, thank you, Belle. Thank you, guys, for joining us this evening. My god, have a sensational weekend. We will see you Monday at the Woods of Windsor for Blue Drinks. It is Blue Monday. Thank you, and have a sensational night.
Thank you.
Au revoir from O2V! Yes!
3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.